And welcome back again after the holidays to Chat with Gunner.
It's been a while.
Couple weeks off. Ethan did the show prior to Thanksgiving. And if you're just now listening to this, I hope everyone had a wonderful, very thankful Thanksgiving this year. Ethan, what'd you do?
I ate food. Nothing special happened for Thanksgiving this year. So
Yeah, there was not a shortage of food at the Miller family compound. So all those supply chain shortages everybody's talking about didn't hit our house.
thankfully.
Yeah, plenty of food. I have been doing a lot of intermittent fasting this week, just letting some things get out of my system. I just feel bleh.
Yeah, 100%. Me too. And that's weird to say because I'm not usually like that.
Yeah, so, around this time, most people are going to start talking about their plans for 2022 and their diets and their goals and all that stuff. I'm sure we'll get around there. But knock something off the old bucket list.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What was that?
So, at the beginning of the year, when I was writing down goals last year, I'm a big goal guy. So I was writing down things I wanted to accomplish this year. One of them being, proposing to Tia. That was like on my little, not something.
See, I don't remember you saying that.
Sure. I mean, it's not something I can say on this show if she was to watch it.
That's entirely
being
fair.
like, oh, well, I guess this is the year. So in my actual notebooks that I write my stuff in, because I go through phases, there for a while, it was wake up in the morning, write down my goals. Before I go to bed, write down my goals. And just so that they're just constantly in my head. First thing I think about, last thing I think about. And they would tweak and change throughout the months. But for the most part, several things stayed the same. I wanted to buy her what I thought was going to be a Tahoe. And I wanted to propose to her. I wanted to buy my first house this year. And I had milestone type goals at work and stuff. Anyways, so 2 of the 3 big ones happened.
Yeah.
Got the Yukon, which is pretty much Tahoe except nicer. And then got the ring. So this all came, my plan was originally to do it on 3 different dates. Well, actually 4. I had 4 dates in my mind.
Okay.
So the first date was going to be December 11th.
Okay.
And here's why December 11th. Because the first time I ever met her in person was December 11th. And the reason I know that is because I was up in Greenville, I think it's Greenville, South Carolina. My best friend Bailey was getting proposed to by her fiance at the time, Matt, and he invited us up to be there for a part of it. And we were supposed to do lunch that Monday. It snowed in Greenville that Sunday night, Monday morning. I didn't make it back to Chattanooga till Tuesday. So we did lunch on Tuesday, which ended up being the 11th. Easy to check that.
Nice.
So I was going to be like, that'd be a cool date,
Yeah.
3 years later or whatever.
Yeah.
Boom. And then I thought, well, maybe her birthday. Right? So
Listen, I was there. I was like, I looked at you multiple times that night. And I think you tied your shoe or something. And I was like,
yeah.
Click, 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 click.
I know. So a bunch of people thought it was going to be that. That was the surprise party that you came and you was a part of. Everybody was there. So that could have been a good thing.
That would have been, yeah.
That could have been a good time. And then Christmas.
Well,
just because that's a pretty natural day. And then New Year's Eve. One, because it's the last day of the year and I'm a huge procrastinator at times. But also that was our first trip that we ever took together.
Okay.
Was the New Year's trip that year that I met her.
Okay.
So that was my 4 potential dates. But that's also the 4 dates that I thought she might think it would happen. So Pro Wrestling 101 in my head tells me I got to pop her. I can't let her know.
Do it sometime else.
Yeah, can't let her know what's going to happen. I didn't just want to do a random day. So I knew that I had this plan for a couple months to go on this specific day to go to a specific place that you had to have an appointment for and had to have somebody go with me that had bought something there before to get in down in Atlanta. So it's actually my best friend's wife who went with me. She's very pregnant right now. So she could have been popped while we were down there. So, I'm lying to Tia this whole Monday. I'm going to work, drop Marcus off and I head down to Atlanta. We do this whole thing and I'm trying to text her It's a normal day. Hoping she falls asleep soon. She ended up falling asleep, so it was cool. And then I barely made it back. Like I made it back.
So wait, run this by me one more time. You bought this ring where?
So I bought this ring at a spot in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
And you have to have known someone who has purchased something there before.
Okay.
That can set you an appointment, and you go with them.
Wow.
And you had to have like a tax identification number saying that you owned a business. In order to get in, because it's like it's a cool spot. Like it was a
sounds like a Disney like Club 411 kind of shit.
Well,
like, holy shit.
I mean, I think it's I just don't want to say the actual place.
No.
I think it's pretty common to know this if you're in a large city like
okay.
Atlanta, Dallas, Chicago, New York, and LA. They all have a similar type thing.
Gotcha. We'll talk about it later because now I'm getting ideas for the girlfriend I don't have.
Right. Well, let's just say this. You go up to this one floor, and that is the jewelry floor. Oh. The 6th floor of this place.
Damn.
And it's a circle, like, high-rise building. And you just walk. There's 25, 30 different
cases?
Jewelry stores.
Oh. Shit.
That are all selling pretty much the same thing. Oh. And there's an X amount of money that you have to spend in order to even get out of there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's a cool thing.
Yeah.
Real cool
thing.
Very,
it seemed
very legit. Yeah. Anyway, we did that and we got there and picked it out and Ansley helped me pick it out and the lady was very nice helping us pick it out and they put it all together and that was like at 11. They had it done by like 1:30. We hit the road back to Atlanta by 1:45, 2. And dude, I barely made it like in my normal time frame to be home. Hit traffic and stuff. So anyways, but she never even suspected anything.
Never? And when was this?
This was Monday last week.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, Monday of last week. So then I got home just enough time to grab Marcus and go to wrestling practice to make it seem like it was nothing. And I'm exhausted. And then went to see my parents after that. They didn't even know. Told them, told my sister, my brother-in-law, everybody. Put the ring in my dad's safe because I knew we were doing Thanksgiving over there on Thursday. And I had come up with the idea on the way back. I need to make it to where she doesn't know, so she'll be surprised. Christmas, New Year's, birthday, the first day we met. Thanksgiving. No, but she won't be thinking Thanksgiving.
No.
So we get to Thanksgiving Day, and I'm a nervous wreck. I'm terrible with secrets. Like I'm sitting there talking like we have nothing to do till 4 p.m. Oh, and we wake up early because Marcus wakes up early, and I'm like, I gotta go work out. So I just like leave for a while. Like I'm out of there.
I gotta work this off.
Yeah, and she didn't notice anything. So then we get ready. We're heading to Thanksgiving, and she goes, hey, by the way, we need to go see, so like her, what we call like her American family, people that she kind of treats as her family here.
Yeah.
Mickey and Tammy is like, hey, we got to go see Mickey and Tammy for their family stuff too. So let's see if we can do this kind of quick. And I'm like, what? When did this become a plan? Did this become a plan now? Like, when did you know this? She was like, well, they texted me this morning. And I was like, I mean, we've had this planned for a while now to do Thanksgiving here with my family. And then we're going to take pictures. She's like, we're going to take pictures? Like, yeah, we're taking pictures tonight. Because my plan was when like the rest of the family leaves. And just when my immediate family's there, like mom and dad, nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
Marcus and and my brother-in-law and my sister.
Yeah.
When they're there, then I'll do it. We'll take family pictures like we always do for Thanksgiving. And then at the end of it, I would propose because then the cameras will be out, the videos will be rolling, everything.
Yeah.
Got it. Just natural.
Of course.
So usually the rest of the family leaves no later than 2 hours into an event. So I said 4 o'clock. They'll be out by 6. We'll do this bad boy, be done and celebrated by 6:30. We're on the road to see her family by 7. Spend a couple hours there. We're good. 6 o'clock rolls around. The entire family's still there. Nobody's left because nobody got together last year because of COVID, so everybody's wanting to stay longer.
Okay.
I'm sitting there, so Tia's like, "Hey, we got to go," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, we got to take pictures though, you know, got to take pictures." Well, now we're like arguing about me trying to get her to stay and me not being like respectful enough to.
You don't want to see my family.
Yeah, that whole thing, which they didn't know, and you know, it's not like she knew.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I talk her in, and she's mad at me at this point. Like, she's upset. Very like she's. Like her feelings are hurt. Like she's upset about
this. This is the moment you got to remind yourself she's going to be happy afterwards.
Yeah, she's going to be happy. So I go talk to Dad. I'm like, I'm about to just throw the ring at her, dude. I'm about to just throw the ring at her. She can take it or leave it. He goes, just give it to her and she'll forget about it. So this is my dad now talking sense into me. And so I go get the ring, go sit in the kitchen. I'm kind of getting nervous again. We're like, hey, we're going to take pictures. So we go take pictures. We take like the big family picture. Then like my sister and her kids take the picture, and then like we do a picture of me and my parents, and then we do the picture of me and Tia and Marcus. And then like as soon as we take the pictures, she's going to walk away. Grabbed her hand. She gave me that look as in like, what are you about to do?
You son of a bitch.
And then I get down on my knee, and it's hilarious. I got it on video too, but I don't know of any other proposals. I challenge the internet to find me a proposal that sounds anywhere near this. I get down on a knee. I'm like, listen, I'm sorry. I know that you've been here longer than you want to be here. But I think that it's going to work out because I don't think you're expecting this. And then right before I asked her to marry me, I was like, so with that being said, before you fight me, will you marry me? So I think it's perfect for just our personalities and who we were. And, you know, she said yes. So she was excited.
Well, she said yes.
Yeah, man. So that was a very exciting. And I was like, hey, were you ready to go to your parents? She was like, no, I'm good. I was like, oh, come on, man. Come on. Let's go.
See, I'm just a little hurt you didn't text me like, hey, guess what?
Yeah.
I found out through Facebook, so I'm a little hurt.
Well, yeah. So even like my close family that's not like immediate family, like my real close family, I mean, like I waited till literally they've left and I did it. Yeah. I even felt bad about that. But I know Tia. So she wouldn't want anyone to know. She wouldn't want
to tell people on her own terms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was waiting for her to post it and do her thing. And then the picture of her and Marcus is pretty good too.
The video you posted though of you asking Marcus, that caught like something caught in my throat when I saw that. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, so we did that the night before we went to go watch
Clifford.
No.
Ghostbusters?
Was it?
No.
No, we had wrestling practice. That's what it was. We had wrestling practice or jiu-jitsu or something. It was on I don't know, man. Anyways, we were out and we were on our way back. Or we went to go eat. That's right. Tia was she'd worked all day, so she was home. So me and him went to go eat at Fuji. We was on our way back and I asked him.
Yeah.
And you know, I was like, yeah, keep it secret though. He's like, all right, keep it secret. And that dude did not break. He didn't say anything, didn't even bring up anything. That's big time for him because he let secrets out. And I really didn't care if he did let it out. I would have just done it.
Yeah.
So I asked him and told him knowing that could be a thing.
Yeah. I mean,
if he's gonna be the one to tell her, it's either me or him. So I'm cool with that. But yeah, man. So I am officially an engaged man.
Jeez.
I'm a fiance with one E, I think.
Huh?
Maybe I'm a fiance with two E's. Did you know that fiance is spelled different depending on if it's the girl or the guy?
Yeah. It's fiance is the man and then fiancé. I don't know.
Yeah, so I went
look it up.
I was Google corrected me. I was, or my phone did. I was texting it and I was like, that's not how you spell it. Never seen it spelled like that. And I was like, oh, it is how you spell it after I Googled it. But yeah, one is a man that is engaged and the other one is a girl that is engaged. I think
it's one E with the
guy.
Like dash is the man and then two dash and then a regular E is the woman.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I learned that. Anyways, man, yeah, super excited. If I could tell you how many times I've been asked when the wedding is, I would be a millionaire. If I had $1 for every time I've been asked, I'd be a millionaire. So just let everybody know, there is zero plans currently for any wedding.
It has been a week.
And I will pretty much let everybody know that it's probably not going to happen in the United States of America. so you probably know where it's going to happen. And with them not bringing in guests, we'll just wait until a Republican gets into office and opens up the borders again.
Fair enough.
You know, so I don't know when it's going to be. Probably we're in no rush, but I was in a rush to get her locked down. So that's my cool story.
I will say this: between you and then Sting, like way earlier in the year in like April, like being around people getting engaged is like really nice to see. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like, well, one, I was a part of the engagement last time with Sting.
Right.
We went to Destin, went out to eat one of the last nights all of us was going to be down there. And all the videos are just both of them just like,
yeah.
It's just, and then like you guys getting engaged. It's one of those things. It's just like, oh yeah, people are making moves in their lives. And I'm happy.
And I'm like, everybody thinks that she would have been the emotional one, dude. I am the emotional one.
I know eventually when I propose to somebody, it's gonna be like I am going to literally probably have to do it where the guy like holds up cards and doesn't say a word kind of shit, because I will not be able to say it.
Think about me. I've done at this point hundreds of hours of doing this. There's no telling how many people I've wrestled in front of, how many people I've played football in front of, interviews I've done, media. None of that bothers me. Yeah. Sales calls, presidents, CEOs, anything. Dude, I dropped down on a knee and it was like my words quit working. Like I didn't know. And I immediately like eyes watered.
Of course.
And she's like in shock. Her eyes not watering. And I'm sitting here like, don't cry, you little bitch.
Don't cry. Yeah. Everyone's watching.
So, and she's like,
that's why you do it in a small group.
Yeah, exactly. No kidding, man. And, you know, she's not a big group person. She's not like me in that regard, as far as like, she's not going to wrestle in front of a bunch of people or give a speech. Like public speaking is probably not her strong suit. No. Like, not that she can't do it, just that she doesn't want to do it.
Of course.
So I didn't want to put her in that situation where she couldn't feel like she couldn't say no if she wanted to. You know?
And I feel like that's one of those things where a lot of people think like, oh, you know, do it in a big crowd, make it special. No, don't do that.
I guarantee you, if you look up the stats, and this is me literally being an idiot, we don't know the stats. I'm making up stats at this point, but I guarantee you there is a percentage out there that might be higher than you think about people, guys specifically, that propose to women. Well, I guess it can go either way now. Gotta be careful.
Yeah, why not?
A person that proposes to another person in front of a large crowd, pressuring them to say yes. They say yes due to the crowd for the entertainment aspect of it, and that marriage doesn't pan out, or even the wedding doesn't even make it.
They don't even. She says no in the parking lot. Kind of thing. Yeah. No, I wouldn't. Yeah.
Like ball games and stuff. Like, you know, have you seen those on camera?
I don't get it. I don't want that. Even so, my two best friends, Sam and Maddie. Sam proposed in Disneyland or Disney World, but it was like in the middle of the street. But her close family were the only people around them. That's cool. Nobody else really paid attention.
Knew what was happening.
Oh God, he's on his knee. Oh, he's proposing. That's the point where, sure, if it's like a special place where she's already in awe of being there, sure. But not at a ball game where you don't know anybody.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Hate it.
Anyways, though, that's about all the cool stuff I've got going on.
Literally nothing else.
Well, Marcus is doing. I'm so busy. Marcus is doing wrestling and jiu-jitsu right now. So it's wrestling.
Sounds great.
Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and jiu-jitsu is Wednesdays. But like tonight, we had a dinner planned, so we couldn't hit wrestling tonight because it just wouldn't work because of dinner. So we did jiu-jitsu early. So we did 2 wrestling, 2 jiu-jitsu this week. He's improving on both. So we'll see. I'm excited. I mean, this weekend's his first wrestling tournament, so I'm excited to see how he will do in front of a crowd wearing the wrestling singlet. Mm-hmm. I'm anxious to see if this even happens.
But hey, at least he went and did it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm hoping that wrestling singlet's going to be a tough talk into.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He's like, I don't want to wear it. He's already told me I don't want to wear it. I'm like, well, dude. And he's like, it looks silly. I'm like, it doesn't though.
At least the competitions I've done, I did Taekwondo, and I was doing pretty well in sparring. So when we were asked, do you want to do like a contest? And I was like, hell yeah. I get to not actually spar people. I get to hit people. Sure. I was an aggressive little shit. And then I was probably would have been about 7 or 8 for my first competition. I went to a second one, didn't really pay attention as much, didn't do as well. But the first one, I just remember putting on my gi, putting on my belt on my own, and like walking into the like gymnasium that it was happening in, and just being like, that's a lot of people. It's like all these families. And it's just me and my mom. I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to hit somebody's kid and they're not going to be happy. Which happened multiple times.
Yeah.
But looking back, like I went pretty far. I think I got 3rd overall.
Pretty
and
strong,
I was
man.
One of the smallest kids.
That's pretty strong.
Yeah. And then I never did it again.
Well, I'm excited to see how he does. So the way his birthday lines up, he's going to be the youngest in wrestling always up until like high school and stuff in his group. But then once he gets to high school, even middle school, he should be one of the older kids because we started him in kindergarten.
Yeah.
He's 6 in kindergarten.
Okay.
So you should usually 5.
Yeah.
He started.
Wait a year.
Well, he started. I guess he was 5, but he turned 6 in October.
Okay, yeah,
So
that's the weird part. So for me, with an August birthday, I was always the youngest kid.
Yeah,
I was literally the day after my birthday was like the start of school that year. So yeah, I was always the youngest kid. But yeah, no, I feel like if he can get through being the younger kid and then figure everything out, be technical in his abilities and not just trying. I mean, he's obviously a small kid now.
Yeah, man.
Who knows how big he's going to get, but I can imagine with wrestling, with the way you guys always talk about it, as far as like competition sport wrestling, yeah, you're going to want a lot of technical ability compared to.
Dude, think of it this way. So I grew up I know this podcast is taking a completely different turn than where we're going, but
that's fine.
I grew up in, mainly baseball, then to football with some basketball. That was my sports. All team sports, all sports that had tough parents, people that expected. When we were growing up, it wasn't so much participation trophy time yet. It was a little bit after us, but
I was like one of the first couple of years that 1 year I was doing soccer, no participation trophies. Second year, participation trophies.
Yeah, like when I was playing, I mean, if you didn't come in first or second, well, you didn't get anything, But or sometimes just first. But with these kids these days, you have that, so you have to deal with that. But you also have what I guess I had always known or heard to be like cheerleader parents.
Mm-hmm.
So like cheerleader parents, pageant parents, dance parents.
These are all different levels too. But that's what's bad.
Now I didn't know that wrestling parents is like
100%.
Every bit of a team aspect, like serious, because those kids also play those sports.
Yep.
But they're also the craziest parents maybe out there.
So Kathleen, the lady that owns the mall, her son was wrestling when I was in high school. He was, I think, like a freshman when I was a senior.
Yeah.
And we've had conversations. She was like, that brought something different out of me that I didn't like.
So I can get behind the whole yelling and stuff for football and baseball and basketball. Yeah. But I've already went through phases with Marcus. When we first started sports, I was like, okay, we're going to start now.
I'm the coach.
And then, yes. And then he's going to listen to me because I know what I'm talking about and I have the high level experience. Mm-hmm. He's going to get it. And I'm going to be able to get it to him. Nope. So I realized that, he's 5.
Yeah.
I got to talk to him like he's 5. Mm-hmm. And, even 5 and 6 is different. He knows a little bit more now, but still. So we would just kind of butt heads out there doing baseball and stuff. And he just, like, I'd want to do it every day. And so would he, but not as long as I wanted to. He'd want to do it 15 minutes and I'd want to do it an hour.
Well, you would probably want to do like drills and he would just want to play.
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
So we would not argue, but he let me know how he's going to be. And I was different with my dad. I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And I always remember him telling me that you made it easy because you wanted to do it. Mm-hmm. He was still tough on me, but it was because he knew I wanted to do it. And I was always trying to get his his approval.
Yeah.
So with Marcus, dude, it's not really like that. He'll do it and he's decent at it and he'll get better at it, but it's not like he wants to do it.
Until he's probably, again, 7 or 8, 9.
Maybe.
He won't be like, oh yeah, I want to win. He's still, I want to just play and have fun.
So with baseball last year, I made him, and I know this is terrible, but every day I got, from the time we started baseball, every day until that baseball season was over, I've said this before.
Yeah.
We hit X amount of balls off the tee, X amount of balls soft toss, X amount of balls pitching to him before we'd go inside every day.
Yeah.
That kid went from swinging right-handed, and we didn't even know what hand he was, and not even touching the bat, barely could get the bat swung, to swinging left-handed, batting leadoff for us and being probably our best on-base hitter at 5 years old and made the All-Star team. Okay, so I'm not saying he was great. I mean, he's 5, right? But now, this was a few weeks ago. He just randomly asked me. We was on our way home from meeting, and Tia was out, and he was like, "Hey, I want to hit." And it was about to be dark, and I was like baseball? And he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "All right." And I remember dressed like this. I'm like, "So go out in the yard real quick before it gets dark." Dude, I just threw him a couple balls. Not even the same kid. Like, he remembered it all. So that's cool to know that you can make them do it and they remember it. But also you can try to get them to do something and like yell at them and stuff, and it just doesn't work. And the way I think about it, you got these parents who live through their kids because they weren't what they wanted to be, like in sports, maybe in high school or whatever. So they live through their kids. Mm-hmm. Now there's 2 different types of living through their kids. There's living through your kids because you want your kids to do well. They want to do well and you're tough on them. Mm-hmm. Then there's the people that it's just, you got to be good or not because I wasn't good. You're going to be good.
There's a difference, especially in sports parents, of the parent that played the sport and was probably like you're going to be. You played the sport, you know how you played at a high level, especially like football, and then you want Marcus to do the same. But if he wants to, obviously, because you have a heart. And then there's parents that are like, I didn't do anything in my high school career. I need you to play in high school so you can make scholarship and make me proud and make all the other parents want to be me.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
There's a happy medium from what I've seen. I've seen these parents now at jiu-jitsu, wrestling, and baseball. And what I've noticed, what I can tell is there's the parents that just show up and it's babysitting time. Mm-hmm. They use it as dropping my kids off for an hour or so, and they're going to babysit my kids, and I'm going to pick them back up, and I really don't care what happens. Yeah. There's those parents, and are the worst.
Yeah.
Then there's the parents that are also the worst, that are the ones that come in there, the coaches are coaching, and they're videoing their kid the entire time, and then when their kid messes up, they're yelling over the coach that's coaching their kid, and, there's like a little bit of a disconnect. And if their kid messes up, it's come over here. This is what you did wrong. And the kid starts crying and all that type of stuff. Yeah. Now, I have found myself in that situation a few times just because Marcus doesn't like me to coach him.
Yeah.
Especially like jiu-jitsu or wrestling. So like last year I was trying to help him out with wrestling. It did not work. I didn't know wrestling and I was trying to help him and it just didn't work.
Nope.
So this year going into jiu-jitsu, I've been hands off. Show up to jiu-jitsu. And before he goes out there, I go, "Hey, buddy, have fun." He gets off the mat. "Hey, buddy, you did great. Did you have fun?" That's how I do it. And then he'll usually say yes. And then I'll say, "Hey, I noticed when you were out there, you did this, this, and this. Why'd you do that?" And he'll tell me or say, "I don't know." And I'll be like, "When your Coach Finney was telling you this, this, and this, you should have done maybe that, and that might help you next time. You just think about it."
Yeah.
And that kind of works. And then at wrestling, he'll go with the kids and he listens to the coaches great, and he'll get beat by a couple of them. And then he'll ask me when we get home to practice being that kid to teach him how not to get beat next time. So that works. But there's a difference in these parents that just, listen, your kid's not going to get drafted off of what his record is in 6-year-old wrestling.
No.
Or what his batting average is in 7-year-old hitting.
And I played soccer with a couple of those kind of the kids of those parents of like, I played soccer for 7 years and I'm only 16. Like, I have never done anything else with my life. and they're good. He was one of the best players we had, but it was just like either he was a douchebag knowing like, oh, I am the best player on the team, or he like he would always get super frustrated because he went in for a kick and it missed and he would just storm off the field kind of thing.
Yeah.
You don't want to raise a kid like that.
No. So I'm trying to do it the best way possible, as in, hey, tell Tia, let's let him do what he wants to do. Let's let the coaches coach them. And if he asks for help, I will help him. I'll get him the right help. If he doesn't, it's okay. I'm gonna figure out a way to bring it up. But
you're gonna do it nice. You're gonna do it like
we'll do it proud. Like, hey man, like I've been listening to these videos and reading some things. And it's like, just be proud. Like they're out there. Think of all the kids that are not out there. Just be proud, because if they keep doing something, they're going to get better at it. Yeah. But you don't want to burn them out. Like, I mean, he's going harder now, 4 days a week. He's in fight camp, right? But eventually, it's not going to happen. So, I don't know. We'll see.
Just find another sport.
Dude. I mean, like after this, we're going to go into baseball. Yeah. And honestly, everybody asks me, like, when's he going to get into football? You going to get him into football? You know football, you're going to get... Dude, if he never played football, not going to hurt my feelings. Yeah. Just because I know what it takes to be successful and to make it. And even at that point, my body's broke down and I still didn't make it all the way. Yeah. And I know what I did. Like, to ask him to do what I did, he just would have to just be naturally better than me. And also do more than I did to get to the next level. Like, that's what's crazy.
Yeah. You know the glass ceiling. Yeah. And you still didn't break it. Yeah. I'm thinking to myself right now, like, again, looking down the road kind of thing. I looking back, feel like doing a one-on-one sport like taekwondo, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, when it's just you and somebody else. Yeah. That's good. But then having baseball, football, soccer, having a team sport, also good. I think if you have a kid that can do both and can be decent at both, I think it'd be pretty well-rounded.
Yeah, I like the martial arts and the wrestling because it's also a workout.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's bear crawls and pushing and pulling and leverage and picking kids up and slamming them down and getting kids off of you. Like, he's getting stronger. Like, I can feel him and he's getting stronger, which is hilarious. Like, Tia, she can't even like wrap her head around it. She's like, what happened to my sweet baby that just sat here and watched Blippi? Yeah. Like, you came around and now he's choking me out. I mean, dude, he is aggressive.
Oh yeah. And you're gonna have that again. I was an aggressive little shit. Yeah. One, because of daddy issues, but when first couple of years when I was doing taekwondo, it was I've got this power. I know what I'm doing, and I got into fights because I knew I could probably beat them. Yeah. And then slowly but surely you get a little bit older. You realize what you're doing. You hear Spider-Man talk a few times, and you're like, oh, great power comes with great responsibility. I shouldn't be fighting people. Yeah. But you're also starting a little bit earlier, so you might have a couple more years until that happens.
Well, I just hope that I want him to know how to defend himself. Yes. I feel like we're in a weird time where a lot of, like, being a masculine male is not necessarily the most popular of things.
I don't think it's, at this point, I don't think it's popular or unpopular. Yeah, it's all where your circle is.
Sure. So I guess when I say I think school is going into a completely different direction than it was when we were in school, and as it continues to travel in that direction, I don't think that sports necessarily are going to be the cool kids. No, I think they're going to become the outcast.
I'll tell you this: when I was in high school, just because you were on the football team, just because you were a quarterback, didn't mean you were the cool kid. Just because you were a cheerleader didn't mean you were a cool kid. And I think what's sad is I think I was right in the golden age of elementary school, high school, middle school kind of thing.
Yeah.
Of elementary school, there weren't participation trophies, and we grew up knowing that wasn't always a thing. And then finally it was, but we were out of that.
Yeah.
And we were into actual sports, into actual competition. And then in high school, the jocks were the jocks, but the jocks were also friends with the nerds. Like everyone kind of just got along together because why are we, what's these cliques and shit?
Right.
We didn't have cliques in high school. We had friend groups that maybe didn't like another friend group, but there wasn't animosity.
Yeah, I would say when I was in high school, we didn't have like rivalries.
No.
But we definitely had groups.
Yeah.
But not necessarily that groups wouldn't interact with each other. It was just the fact that we had just had groups.
Yeah.
And those groups were together all the time. And sometimes we would rub shoulders with another group briefly. But
I remember one random tangent, but in high school, this one couple that nobody expected to get together got together, and they're still together. They got married like not that long ago.
Yeah.
And it was just like this one girl that nobody even knew that they had ever spoken to each other.
Yeah.
But then they spoke to each other, and like the friend groups kind of slowly merged.
Yeah.
And it was just this weird thing of just like I was in one of the friend groups and I was just like, when did you start? What?
Yeah.
How did this? And yeah, no, I think for Marcus and my little sister, even because she's only a couple years older than Marcus.
Right.
I think they're going to be in a weird spot when they get to middle school.
Yeah.
Because she's 9 now. She's almost in 4th, 5th grade.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what specifically because of COVID.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's going to be, COVID alone in school has made things interesting.
Well, think about this, and I don't know if I'm sure it's talked about at some points.
Oh yeah.
But so when we was coming up with you, less than me, but like there was more social media for you, but less social media for me coming up. I mean, we were the flip phones coming up through high school. I didn't get my phone till I was in 7th, going
golden
8th
age
grade.
of high school for me was like, oh my gosh, we have Instagram and Facebook and Snapchat. It's just like
I didn't even have that.
All the good
I got
things.
that in college.
Yeah.
So with that being said, people back in the day, when I say back in the day, 15 years ago,
only
20 years ago, didn't necessarily talk about politics out loud.
Yeah, no.
It wasn't like nobody was like you kept who you voted for kind of under wraps, and the news told us what was going on in the world.
Yeah.
Now with all the social media and the YouTube news and all these independent journalists, now everybody has news.
Yeah.
And everybody's telling, hey, I voted for Trump. And I voted for Obama, and I voted for Biden, and all this stuff.
So my alma mater, Heritage, there was not a Trump rally, but there was evidently a group of guys that were just like flying Trump flags on their trucks and all this and that.
And they don't know who they're voting for.
They're not voting.
Yeah, they just
17 and 16.
They just think that's the cool thing to do for what they think they want their persona to be.
And what's so funny is 2014, 2015 is when I graduated. The guy that was like, oh yeah, let's start a Republican, young Republicans group was like, we all just kind of laughed at him and were like, we don't care about politics.
Yeah.
What? You want to support the Republican, the guy, the old crotchety white guys?
Yeah.
And even then, think about this, middle school, I'm in social studies. Just on a random freaking day for me, and the teacher's like, we got to roll out we got pulled down the white screen and turned on the projector because she had pulled up on YouTube the inauguration of Barack Obama. It was a massive moment for her, but we were just like, oh, new president. Oh, he's black. Cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
Okay. Is he cooler than Bush? Yeah. Sure. That's all we knew. And yeah, no, it's realizing like I'm so political now because I keep up with it, but all my friends are still kind of on the outskirts. But then you have kids.
No, dude, there's kids that are in it.
Yeah,
Like
that's what I'm saying.
My
Kids
nephew,
younger than us are in it.
my middle school nephew, like, I didn't even think about the news or politics until after college. He's involved.
Yeah.
And like his buddies are involved and they have an opinion.
Yeah.
And they are already putting their flag in the sand of, I'm a Republican or I'm a Democrat already.
Or a lot of them are saying, I'm not either. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I don't like either of them. And I think that's also very interesting.
There is a bunch of independent voters that are not of legal age yet that will probably be voting in 2028.
Yeah.
And that's going to be let's just say, I don't think this happens, but let's say Biden's still in office. 2028 could be the first independent to ever win.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be like a YouTuber or a TikToker or The Rock.
Come on.
I mean, think about it. Think it seriously. 7 years, he would be 57.
Yeah. That's a good age. That's a young president compared to what we've gotten in the past 2 presidents.
Think about that, man.
I
mean, he would be president from, let's just call it, until he's 66. So he'd still have strong.
Think about this. Think about this. And I wonder how weird it's going to be for you. You're how old again?
So I'm 30.
30. Within the next 2 elections, there's a possibility of a candidate running that is your age. How either frightening or exciting is that for you?
In the next 2?
So 2024, you'd be a year too young, depending on when they were born.
Okay.
2028, for sure, somebody your age at that point, somebody born in the same year as you,
could be running
for president. Because you have to be, 35?
Yeah, I guess so.
And honestly, I'm hoping, this is what I hope. Doesn't matter what they are, because I've been proven wrong about, if they're Democrat or Republican, still, if there's no third party at that point, I'm hoping somebody young gets into office. I want somebody who just turned 35. Because you want to know who else was super young when they became president?
JFK. Yeah.
And he would have been a great president.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people nowadays realize what the Republicans are now was what JFK basically was.
And he was still in his 40s, right?
He was, I'm pretty sure he's the youngest president ever, but I'm pretty sure he was in his 30s. Let's see.
Well, while you're looking at that,
yeah,
you know who I could also see becoming president? And
the youngest person to assume the presidency was Theodore Roosevelt. That's my bad. JFK was inaugurated at 43.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So if anybody is just in their 30s, I'd be happy. Because I just feel like, although they'd be millennial.
You know who I think it's going to be?
Who?
Logan Paul.
Don't do it. Don't say that. Because Logan Paul is not your age. He's my age.
Okay.
He's closer. But even then, 8 years from now, for me, would be, so 3 elections from now will be people my age.
Just think real quick. Think about Logan Paul's following in 8 more years.
Well, here's the thing. Logan Paul's following isn't just in America.
Okay.
Logan Paul is a worldwide celebrity. Not very big, not like a BTS, a K-pop sensation, which is definitely worldwide, international.
Yeah.
Not even like a Pitbull, Mr.
Right.
Worldwide. That's such a dumb joke. I'm sorry. But Logan Paul, I don't think has a big enough audience, even when they're voting age. I think Logan Paul will have fallen off by then. Which sounds crazy.
I disagree.
You can disagree with me, but I can tell you this. I know a couple of kids, nieces and nephews, that were super into Logan Paul because they're 14, 15 now, that just do not care about Logan Paul now. Because they're just I'm tired of him. He's a dumbass. He's so stupid. I don't like him anymore.
It's because they're not into the boxing.
Well, not necessarily. They just don't want to. They're not interested in dude bro anymore, and that's all Logan Paul has.
That's going to change.
I'm sure. Yeah, we've talked about it. I think Logan Paul once he breaks out of it fully, will be a much better person. But for now, he's still kind of a douchebag.
Oh, for sure, douchebag.
He's fighting boxers.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
Like, come on.
But if it's not him, it's someone like him.
People say David Dobrik could. And I think it's the same kind of deal of just like, they have followings, sure. They have huge followings. But how many of them still hold on for another 6-8 years when they're old enough and another election comes through?
Well,
I think
Barstool Sports Boy.
I mean, Dave Portnoy could. It would be very reminiscent of 2016. I'll just say that.
But think about getting Trump in the 80s.
Yeah.
Think about getting Trump, 1987 Trump. Think about getting that guy as the president during that time.
Yeah, Dave Portnoy is only 44. He'll be 48, maybe 47 by the time next election comes through.
So it's not the next one for sure. So I'm thinking if you're looking at a guy that's going to be young, say 40, that means you're looking at somebody my age that's going to run in
2028.
So who is Shapiro?
Ben Shapiro? No. I don't think, although I think Ben Shapiro could make it on a ticket, I don't think he would either win, nor do I think he wants to. He's got too much of an empire. Just like Joe Rogan. Why would he become president when he's got an empire?
Fantastic.
It would be cool. It would be interesting. I would like to live in that universe.
State of the Union from the JRE.
The JRE is just as State of the Unions, and they come out every day.
Yeah. So I'm
from the Oval
meeting
Office.
with North Korea today, and you guys are going to watch it. Meeting with Russia tomorrow. You guys are going to watch that too.
God, could you imagine making... I know he's changed the studio again to something more interesting.
Yeah.
But could you imagine decking out the Oval Office to look like that first new studio?
It'd be fantastic.
The LED red lights and oh my God, that'd be hilarious.
It'd be fantastic.
Everything's just under black light.
Man, so that's the interesting thing. I mean, I definitely see The Rock being a candidate.
I think The Rock would, and again, don't get me wrong, that would be interesting. I would like to live in that universe because it's better than what we got right now. I think that's what's interesting about 2024. We're at a point now. We're only a year in, and we've already got Let's Go Brandon.
Oh, man.
They didn't even have that for Trump. Oh no. What's going on? Okay.
That man literally read into quote from the teleprompter.
Yeah. That man literally said, as he was signing a bill this week, this is amended I'm not even going to read it. You guys don't want to hear that. I'm just going to sign my name. Like what? What president does that? What president says, you guys don't care, I'm just going to sign it?
Yeah, man.
And they're already talking about Pete Buttigieg and Kamala Harris running.
Dude, listen. I'm about to say some things that are going to come off extremely terrible.
Marker 4845. Ethan, if you're listening to this in the future, if he says something dumb,
delete it. But okay,
I'm just gonna love the cut of you're gonna say I'm gonna say something really, and then we just cut.
I'm about to say something really stupid, maybe for some people, but also it is subjective. So keep that in mind. It is subjective.
My face is not going to be on the screen for this.
It is very subjective. If the Pete Buttigieg, what's the name? Whatever his name is. Oh, you're not here anymore? This Pete guy, so he's gay, right? And Kamala, whatever her name is, whatever she wants to be from, she's sometimes black, sometimes Indian, just whatever the narrative needs to fit, woman, whatever. If they put those two together, like that is a perfect storm for the far, far, far left to get exactly what they want. I also think that it might be the least amount of votes ever in the history of the Democratic Party. And I say that because they're representing roughly 3% of people who give a shit. And they're just really loud on Twitter. It's not like they're out voting. The people that voted against Trump this year, I know we think that it was stolen, but I really don't think it was, looking back at it. I just think people are dumb. People are stupid. If they hear the media say something, they're going to take that for like 20 years ago. Like, that's really what this is. And I think a lot of people just really thought that Trump is this white supremacist, power hungry guy that's terrible for the country. And he's a racist and all this stuff.
I can't believe you'd say something like that against me, Gunner.
I know. I think that's what people thought.
And I can't believe you'd say something like that.
And then they look at the other side and they go, well, that guy was with Obama. Can't be that bad. And then they were just like, and we don't see anything from him. So he's not saying anything stupid, but they're really literally just hiding him. And then you'd hear him speak against Trump and you'd be like, well, Trump was just an a-hole because he wouldn't let the guy talk. And the other guy's just old, so of course he's going to sound like that. So people literally just voted against Trump to not have Trump in office. But also the people that voted for Trump to have. So really, Trump had about 160 million votes this year. Just it was either for him or against him. And Biden really didn't have any.
This is where I'll cut in. You're exactly right.
So now if you look at it and you go, Kamala and Pete, you're probably going to get just your typical Democratic votes. But then you're going to get some Democrats that are kind of moderate that are not with that shit.
No.
As far as like, they don't care if you're black or if you're a woman or if you're gay. They don't care.
Now, let's be honest here. If Kamala Harris and Pete Buttigieg come out and say, we're going to fix everything, blah, 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 they're promising a lot of things, then sure. I think, hold on. Listen,
I'm with you. I'm going to let you go.
I think if they come out and say the right things, moderates will be on board. They don't care. But if they're just running on, oh my gosh, first woman president and then first gay man and is a vice president, that's all they're running on, like what Hillary tried to do, they're not going to win. Because literally ain't nobody again, like you said, 3% of people in America are the only ones that care about that stuff.
Yeah, I'll even round up to 5. 5% of Americans are in that category.
So I saw a very interesting statistic. They polled like people all across the country of the United States, of all generations, all different ages, about who considers themselves LGBTQ. You want to know how big those percentages were?
It's like 2.7, right?
No, it was pretty high. It was like a solid 7-8% of Americans consider themselves in that group.
Okay.
Do you want to know what the breakdown was of those people, though?
What do you mean?
17% of them, which is the highest percentage of all the groups that
weren't 18?
Were Gen Z. So my age and younger. So anybody 24 and younger.
Yeah.
So, and those people, again, they're now voting age, but I think those are the 3% that care that much about Kamala Harris.
Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. Let's just round it up to 10 then.
Well, I would say a solid 7 to 8% of Americans would care about that, but that's not enough to win an election.
Okay. Yeah. So let's call it 10%.
Yeah.
Just out of that 10%, just knowing the way those people kind of are, I'm going to say some of them are just lazy and not even going to go vote in general. They just don't really care.
And going back, I think that's exactly what happened in 2020. Nowadays, when I think, oh yeah, 2020 was stolen from Trump, it's like a base being stolen.
Mm-hmm.
There were some not as clear-cut things that happened in 2020, but not enough to like sway hugely the pendulum.
Yeah.
But Trump lost when it was a shoo-in because the ground game. The Democrats just said, "Hey, we need people to vote," and they knocked on doors. They sent out their votes.
It doesn't hurt with the riots.
No.
And COVID. It was a perfect storm.
Again, it was stolen because it was Trump just being the president the worst year. If it happened a year later, Trump could have won.
Yeah.
But then we would have had COVID a year later and we'd be going through it right now. Still.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, I think it just kind of all crumbled on into one person that you can blame as an American if you're not following the news.
It's just funny, man.
It's president.
It happened the last 10 months of his presidency.
Yeah.
You know, like they destroyed that man in 10 months. After everything they went after him for 3 years, they got him.
It wasn't
in 10
even
months.
Personal. It was just it was the perfect storm. It was, and again, it wasn't Trump himself. It was, how bad can we make everything so that the people of America who don't follow anything are inundated with this news, and we just tell them that's the president's fault.
Well, back to the moderate thing. I think that no matter
that's where we were.
well, I was let you finish, but I don't think they can just say the right thing this time, and get away with it. This similar to Obama's second term, he had less votes, right?
Yeah,
or not as, or barely squeaked it out.
He didn't barely squeak it out, but it was surprising how many votes Romney got.
But it's because you say all that stuff the first time, you get people hyped up, and it happens.
Yeah.
Then you say those same things again, and it's like, well, bro, you just had 4 years to do those things. Now you're going to run on them again?
Yeah. That's why when I've always said this, I think like presidential terms should maybe be 6 years, but only one term. You get 2 more years, but you can only run once, because then they don't have to worry about getting reelected. Because guess what? Trump could have been doing a lot of things in 2019. What was he doing? He was campaigning.
Yeah.
He was out there, not in the Oval Office, not doing things. He still did stuff. He went to South Korea or North Korea in 2019, I think.
Yeah.
He did stuff, but he didn't do a lot of stuff here where he would have had to have been in meetings and been here talking to people and doing things. No, he was on the campaign trail. So
yeah, and if he wasn't, he was giving a presidential address about COVID.
Yeah, he was having to do all of these different things. If he didn't have to worry about re-election, and nobody was worried about, oh no, we got to stop Trump, then at that point, they either find something to impeach him on, or they don't.
Let me tell you something.
They didn't.
I would be, as a betting man,
him, they didn't get rid of him.
I'm a betting man, and I bet that no matter what happens in this next election, I bet, first of all, no matter who is running for the Republicans, they will get more votes than Trump did this last election.
Yes.
Which is already a crazy amount for the Republican Party. And there's no way the Democratic Party tops what they did in this last election.
No.
There's no way.
And I think that's what's it's the political strategy that the Republicans have to implement. I've been listening to Tim Pool and a lot of other people, and they've been saying no matter what happens, as long as Republicans don't do something super stupid, which they're close because Republicans suck.
Yeah.
If they don't do something super stupid, at least the midterm will be a red wave.
Yeah.
Because people are fed up. They don't care. They don't want to hear about it. Yep. And all these Democrats that they voted for, because again, they didn't want a Trump person. They didn't want somebody connected with Trump. Now he's out of office. He's not even really connected with Republicans anymore. He even, funny thing, last week or in like September, I think, Trump endorsed Stacey Abrams for Georgia Senate instead of Brian Kemp. And I think that's hilarious because everyone was just really excited the other day because Stacey Abrams announced she's going to be running in 2022. And even Trump is just like, yeah, go in. But getting back to my point, I think as long as Republicans don't do anything stupid and they actually do the groundwork of like, hey, let's go knock on doors. Let's go talk to people and explain what our positions actually are instead of letting everybody else tell them what we think.
Yeah.
And people actually understand. That's the point where you get people actually voting for you. Because, I mean, let's be honest here. You look at Trump's analytics from this last election, he got a lot of minority votes. The most minority votes any Republican ever. And he still lost. So that tells you a little bit. But
He's the only president to ever have that many votes in the second term by that much of a percentage.
Yeah.
And still got beat by the most popular president ever.
The most popular president
in the history of our beautiful country.
80,000 votes.
Wait a minute. You guys thought that Obama was popular? No, thank you.
No. His second in command is more popular.
Yeah. The guy that's ran for president like 19 times and just this time became the most popular one ever and didn't even really campaign.
Yeah. Again, I think it was just, you hit it on the head. Trump had 99% of the votes, but it was either for him or against him.
Yep.
1% was
the ones they dumped in the mail at 2 o'clock in the morning.
No. The independents.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, no.
It's a good way to look at it. It was a Trump election. It was just a matter of how many liked him and how many didn't like him.
Yeah. It's very interesting.
And what's hilarious is like a lot of the ones that didn't like him and voted against him, even at this point, are like, man, we kind of messed up. Yeah, we might have messed up.
Joe Biden, the most popular president ever, has the lowest approval rating in the first year.
Yeah. Think about
and Kamala Harris, the first woman vice president. She might as well be president. First woman vice president has the lowest approval rating of any VP. And Dick Cheney shot a guy.
Yeah, I mean, and it makes me wonder.
Like,
because first of all, I've always said this: who answers polls? That's always been.
I've never been asked a poll question ever.
Yeah.
I'm waiting.
So think about this: they're calling people that obviously have answered polls in the past.
Sure.
That would say good things about their party, and they can't even get those people to say something positive about the most popular people on their party.
100%. It's very fascinating. And I've asked friends. I've been like, hey, what do you think about right now? What's going on? They're like, I hate it here. And those were the same people a year ago that said, oh my gosh, if Trump wins again, I'm leaving the country.
Yeah,
well, thanks. You've ruined it for the people that can't.
Yeah, man. Trump was so polarizing as just a personality.
And that's why I don't want Trump to I would love it because of the memes, because I get to use my voice a little bit more.
Dude,
I get to talk like this.
I would be jacked up.
I would love to talk like this for another 4 years and just laugh. I don't know how Trump laughs. He hasn't laughed publicly ever. I've never done that.
It's never been funny.
Nothing's ever been funny enough for me. I've never laughed. But I would love to be able to use that voice. However, I do not want to deal with people yelling about Trump for another 4 years. However, other than the news, I don't know. Like, I don't think it would be as much criticism from just the normal person as it was going into this past election. But there is a consolation prize. It's definitely not going to be from Cuomo. God, there's so much we haven't talked about. Yeah. I will say this. There is a consolation prize. Ron DeSantis. Oh, I think he's the guy. God. I think he's the guy. He is like a star child sent down from God for anybody that liked Trump but thought Trump was too much. Ron DeSantis. So Cameron Haynes and Rogan were on the show the other day, and they nailed it. You know who it should be? Who? It's the person that the Democrats should have elected, but they're scared of her. Tulsi Gabbard? Going to the Republican side to be the vice president for Ron DeSantis. Hell yeah. Dude. I would vote for Tulsi Gabbard. You would then get your ethnic 100%. Woman as a vice president who has served this country. Who actually does a good job. And knows what she's talking about. And served that smoke to Kamala Harris when they did It would be okay. And DeSantis? Imagine 2024. December 1st, 2024. December 2nd, 2024. We're 4 years ahead. Ron DeSantis, Tulsi Gabbard have become president and vice president. And Kamala Harris, the ex-president, because let's be honest here, Joe Biden's not going to make it. Yep. Kamala Harris was the first woman president She had the lowest approval rating of a vice president and a president.
Yep.
And Tulsi Gabbard comes in, 85% approval.
Dude.
Ron DeSantis, 85% approval.
And Trump gives her speech at the Republican convention. He's the one that introduces them and gives them like the...
I would just like to say that I've watched Tulsi Gabbard for a long time. I've seen her from across the room. And I would just like to say, thank you.
Yeah. He's going to be a consultant.
Donald Trump. No. Here's my winning ticket. They don't have to announce this prior to winning, but Ron DeSantis, Tulsi Gabbard win the election in 2024.
And just give it to Trump.
Donald Trump becomes press secretary.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll be taking every question except for US CNN. No. You're fired.
Hold on. Let me. Okay. We're doing this. Hello. I've missed all of you. I'm not usually out here early, but I would just like to say it's good to see you all again. And now let's go through my list. All right, CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, you all can go. Project Veritas, The Rubin Report, Joe Rogan. I would like you all to come in. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. That's all.
I'll be doing the press secretary debriefs now from the JRE studio in Austin, Texas, where I've moved, and I've also got a place next to Alex Jones.
Alex Jones becomes his secretary.
Alex, Secretary of Defense.
Just so he could find out everything.
Yeah. Oh,
See,
man.
I like to dream, but at the same time, we got to bring it back. We got to think about realistic.
I think realistically, DeSantis and Tulsi could be a thing.
That's what I was going to get to.
Realistically.
I like to dream about Trump coming back and just being an asshole to everybody because he can. If he's press secretary, he can say whatever he wants.
I don't think Trump. I think the wet dream for Republicans is a Trump DeSantis ticket. That's like the power team. They would run shit.
I think what would be interesting about that is it's not Trump as president. It's Trump as vice president.
That wouldn't work.
Hear me out.
Hey, Trump just wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
But I think what would really be what you said, the wet dream of the Republican Party, is Trump being involved. Again, he could be press secretary. That'd be funny. That's what I like. But he's involved. But he's not the president. He's not the final say. They can't attack him.
Yeah.
They can't use him to attack DeSantis. And it really, that's what's interesting to me. There's not a lot that's come out against DeSantis. Sure, he's the Florida governor. He's been a politician, sure, but I feel like because there's so many rumblings about DeSantis, there's so much going on that people are like, oh, is DeSantis running? I feel like we would have already heard the rumblings of like, oh, DeSantis did this wrong. We need to talk about that.
Yeah, that's the problem. They can't find anything on him right now.
That's interesting.
Oh, he served his country a few times.
Oh, he's a Cuban American?
Yeah, he's First Amendment pro, Second Amendment pro, kept Florida open, one of the lowest vaccination rates, one of the lowest COVID rates.
He obviously knows what he's doing.
His thing's going to be Make America Florida. I mean, so listen, I'm a fan.
Yeah, I would love that. But we've got to get through 3 more years.
Dude, this has been
the longest first year of a presidency I've lived through.
Oh, I bought a Raptor.
Oh yeah. We talked about that. Yeah.
Did I talk about that on the show?
No, we haven't talked about that. But
I didn't bought one. Tia bought me a Raptor.
Well, you bought a ring.
I bought a ring and a car. So she got me a Raptor.
Yeah.
But speaking about, I was leading into worst time to get a Raptor is during this Joe Biden Brandon gas price war.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, dude! Just let us do our oil. Just let us do it, man. Like
we were doing our own oil.
So when Trump was in office, oil was down to like $31 a barrel or $32. You know what it's at right now?
It's like 150 or something like that, right?
On average, it's in the 80s.
Yeah.
That's why the gas prices is like $8 in California.
Again, worst time to take a road trip. if
Yeah,
I've ever seen one.
So Tina,
My mom, go ahead.
we drove to North Carolina, and like here it's like 287, 293 maybe. Dude, we got up on a mountain in North Carolina. It was like 347, and that Raptor's a 36-gallon tank. 36 times 347 for gas. Get out of here.
Yeah. And when we went to, I think I mentioned this when I got back, but that California trip, seeing the gas prices in California, my jaw hit the dashboard.
At that time, what, 550?
It was up there. I don't remember specifics, but I was just like, that's a 5 at the front. Oh my God.
Dude, think about that. Think about to get 4 gallons of gas to be able to drive less than 80 miles. $20.
Yeah. And you're talking about LA. LA traffic.
So let's just say normal gas tank, 18 gallons is roughly 18 gallons times 5. Let's just do that on 20. 20 gallons times 5. So $100 to fill up your tank with a very small gas tank.
Mm-hmm. That's ridiculous.
Crazy, man.
I just don't get it. And that's where the worry comes in for the future of everything, because people can't live like this for a long time. Something's got to give. They were talking about, maybe this year, 2021, Thanksgiving, eat less. One, you don't tell that to the American public. You don't tell them, well, if you're unable to get a turkey this Thanksgiving, just eat less.
First of all,
don't say that.
I don't know if anybody has ever been to Costco before, but if you are missing a turkey, I don't understand how.
No. And to be fair, we're in a very secure place to be in this. Again, gas around here is $2.89. The highest I ever got was what, $3.10? That's the highest I've seen.
Yeah.
So we're very secure. In LA, in California in general, out west, maybe not as many turkeys.
Yeah, we
I can understand.
There. Shouldn't live there. That's your fault.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Get out of the big cities.
Listen, if you live somewhere where gas is $8 a mile, that is your fault.
$8 a mile?
It's $8 a gallon. Because first of all, you elected those idiots.
Yes.
And you choose to stay there.
Yep.
So I don't feel sorry for people that live in LA or live in California.
No.
I don't feel sorry for them.
And we talked, I did have conversations with a few people when we were on Santa Monica Pier, and they were just some people that lived there, and they were just like, yeah, we just like to take a walk down to the pier. And I was like, that's awesome. Being able to live close by enough. And they're like, no. We walked about 3 miles to get here. We live in like, I don't remember what they said, but I looked on the map when we were trying to get to Disney for our hotel. I was like, oh my God, that's a long way to walk. Just go to a pier for a date night.
Right.
And they were like, yeah, we just haven't been using our car and they just kind of gave me the look of like, and they were just like, yeah, we've been talking about, moving out of the city, but it's just so hard to find land. I was like, no. How much do you own? You're like, oh, well, we got a 1-studio apartment, so it's not that much. I was like, save up your money, grab everything you own, put it into a U-Haul, fill up the U-Haul 3 times, save enough money for that, and you can get far away from here and find a place to live for not that much.
Dude, how about this? Just sell everything you have and just go live in a hotel until you get your feet under you.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, it doesn't matter where you live in California, whatever your month's rent is up there will probably cover 2 to 3 months rent in a hotel.
Yeah.
In Chattanooga.
100%.
Because if you just called them up and was like, hey, I'm going to be here for 3 months. Can you cut me a deal? They're going to cut you a deal.
Yeah. Around here?
Yeah, they're going to cut you a deal.
And that's the thing. Like, I feel like that's where proximity bias comes in. Because we're in Chattanooga. Again, I feel like Chattanooga is way better than even Atlanta. Atlanta's a big city, and it's kind of crazy, but it's still in Georgia.
Yeah.
But it's still got that big city. It's too many people.
Atlanta's got the worst inflation out of all the cities in
the
country. Do you know that?
I remember saying something about that.
That's ridiculous. Anyways.
But then you got Chattanooga, and you've got Knoxville and Nashville, where it's kind of the same as Atlanta. But Chattanooga is just the right size, and it's growing at just the right rate. With all these nice things, you got gig internet, you've got fiber internet, you've got a big city where there's plenty of things to do, plenty of places to work.
Yeah, with the Chat with Gunner podcast, you come on if
You
become
can
successful.
come on the Chat with a Gunner podcast if you're successful in anything. It's just a good place to live.
Yeah.
One thing I was thankful for on Thanksgiving this year was I'm thankful that I live in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Look at you. Look at you. Quote of the day.
And like,
You running for mayor?
I might. It'd be a better job than I've got now. I could probably do a better job. I could do a better job than one of the candidates. I know that for sure.
Which one?
No, I'm not going to talk about that.
Okay.
We don't talk about that. Nobody you know.
Okay, so that's the only one that I care about.
Yeah, exactly.
So, cool.
Not that guy. But yeah, even talking with friends, they're my age. They're adults now, living in Sioux City. My sister, who lives not that far from Sioux City, and she's just like, yeah, Sioux City's just too small. And I keep thinking, like, I remember thinking that. And then I didn't live in a big city, but I was in LA. I was there. I experienced enough of it.
Yeah.
And I just know anybody that lives in Sioux City that's comfortable right now, that likes it enough to live there for a long time, if they were to move to LA, to New York City, to Atlanta, they'd hate it.
Mm-hmm.
But then you get Chattanooga. You've got this little city that's just perfect. Again, it's crazy how everything kind of just aligned in my life that I could have moved anywhere. My mom could have met a guy from Denver.
Yeah.
She could have met a guy from Houston. She could have met a guy from Pennsylvania.
Hey, man.
But
Colorado Springs with Gunner. That'd be cool, too. I could do that.
No.
Breckenridge with Gunner.
Breckenridge with Gunner. Buffalo with Gunner.
Jackson Hole with Gunner.
No. It wouldn't. Again,
we could do Oklahoma.
Work.
Chattanooga, Oklahoma. Chat with Gunner. We could do that.
The only other place we could do this podcast is in Oklahoma.
No, there's 3, but yeah.
Where's the other Chattanooga?
I don't know. I've went through this, but I know Oklahoma. I know Tennessee.
It's our exit strategy.
I think there's one more, and I think it's like, I could be way wrong, but I want to say it's like Midwest, very north.
Alaska?
No.
Trying to find different towns.
Like I'm thinking like somewhere in the Dakotas.
Ooh, South Dakota would be awesome.
It's definitely not South Dakota.
Damn it. I'm actually curious about that because we do need an exit strategy. Because it is growing. Chattanooga is growing in the perfect way now, but that could change.
Well, the exit strategy, I believe, is not necessarily out of Chattanooga. I think it's, which suburb are we going to? Because, when I was young, Ottawa was nothing really.
Yeah. Now
Ottawa is booming.
Yeah.
So
Sting and Chris always talk about East Ridge was nothing. And now it's something.
So East Ridge used back in the day was nice. Then it went bad. And now they're starting to build up the interstate again. It's starting to be nice.
The interstate's finished. The Red Wolves thing is finished.
Yeah. That exit 1 is nice.
Oh, yeah.
If you look at Ottawa, is nice. Hickson's grown up. I would say
it's kind of weird.
I would say your honey holes would be moving that land between Ottawa and Cleveland. It's like that McDonald, Tennessee, Appomattox.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
That's a good spot.
I'm stepping in what you're shitting.
Yeah, that's a good spot. But you can already see like the land along the interstate is going to be slowly developed over time. Apartments.
Hey Gunner, you want to buy some land?
Yeah, can't. And then I think moving towards like 27, Saudi, Sell Creek, Dunlap, Dayton. Not Dunlap, Dayton. That area.
Yeah.
I think that's going to kind of go along as Ottawa goes out into Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like that St. Elmo to Lookout Valley, Lookout Mountain is going to become one of the next outskirts of Chattanooga as well.
Yeah.
And then I guess eventually you got to move East Ridge all the way down through the tunnels. But there's always going to be the sore spots of Chattanooga, which is going to be your East Chats and your East Lakes. And not that those people are bad. I'm just saying that's just always going to be the less developed areas.
The people aren't bad. It's the amount of people.
It's the area. Like it's the community and the lack of resources that goes into it, and people don't want it to be good, so it's not going to be.
I know a lot of people. Some of the guys that used to come around here, like they lived in those areas and they moved out. We've had a couple people like that on the show.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
they moved out and they're just like, I wish I could do something, but that's a lot of work. That's a lot of money if I'm going to put it in there.
Yeah.
And it's just not doable by one person.
Yep.
Anyway, you want to rapid fire through these? Because we only got through my checklist on the one thing.
Yeah, we're an hour and 30 minutes in too.
Yeah.
So
let's rapid fire through these.
Let's rapid fire it.
Because some of these you may not have any opinions on, and that's fine.
Probably fair. So you just rapid fire.
Yeah,
I'm gonna catch up my phone real quick and go ahead.
Hawkeye. Have you seen any of it?
No.
It's decent. You might like it. It's got a little bit of the Black Widow feel to it. Obviously, it's Hawkeye, but it's only on episode 3, so you're probably going to be the one that waits until it's all out.
Of course, I would.
Yeah. Ghostbusters. I liked it. You liked it. This is a podcast for later.
Okay, I've seen it twice now.
Okay, we're going to do the James Bond thing. We both saw it. We're going to talk about it a little bit, but we'll at some point do a Ghostbusters chat with.
Let me just say, Marcus goes in phases in life. We started out in Blippi, Paw Patrol, that whole phase, some random YouTube stuff. Then Power Rangers was hardcore this time last year for Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Then this whole year has been pro wrestling, still pro wrestling, but bro, if Ghostbusters has came into pro wrestling and it is neck and neck right now.
Yeah.
That dude loves Ghostbusters. Loves it.
I'll just say this to start off any conversation about what we talk about with Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters Afterlife is what I needed Force Awakens to be. I texted that to you and I mean it.
Did you watch both post-credit scenes?
I remember seeing one. Okay. We'll talk about it later. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Since Ghostbusters?
Yeah. I've slept since then.
Okay.
Let me. You go ahead. Talk about what you want to talk about. No spoilers.
No, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm done.
Okay. Let me check a few things. Because I'm having trouble remembering any post-credit scenes at all now.
I'll just do this.
Oh, no. I remember that one. Continue.
So here's one post-credit scene. This.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you saw that one.
I do remember that one, yes.
Did you see one in New York City? Not the end of the movie.
No, I don't remember that.
Oh, you didn't stay for the very, 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 very end, huh?
Okay. See, I'm not used to that. I'm used to...
I didn't need it the first time.
The only movies I do that for is Marvel movies. Here's the thing. I'm dumb. Because I didn't do what I always do.
Yeah. So
I didn't immediately as the credits are rolling, I know I'm not going to miss anything. I didn't pull up my phone and search Ghostbusters post-credit scene ?
Well, I did. And I saw that it said there is one. And then I saw it because the credits come up and it immediately jumps to that one post-credit scene. That's a funny little,
that's good,
nostalgia scene. And then I find out after we already get out of there that there's one at the end of the real credits, like an old school post-credit scene.
Yeah. Like an Iron Man post-credit scene.
Like a Easter egg for a sequel post-credit scene.
I'm looking for it.
You're not going to find it. I mean, you
might. Well, I'm not going to find it, no, but... you
can get the gist?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll talk about it after this. Hit me with the next thing. Oh, it's fantastic.
All
right,
anyway.
Hit me with the next one.
Next up on the docket that we spent a whole podcast not talking about. Something about Clifford. Did you see that? Is it worth seeing? You mentioned it, I think.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know where it is. We've looked for it. I don't know if it's streaming.
I think it's only in movie theaters.
Yeah, I mean, so Tia's doing like a girls' night tomorrow night. So it's me and Marcus. I told him I'd take him to Fuji to go eat.
Might go see a movie.
I
Why not?
told him that we'd go see a movie, and he gets to pick. So whatever's on,
That's probably going to be Clifford.
Okay.
Maybe he's too old. You never know.
No, man. He saw the trailer on YouTube, and now he's wanting to watch it.
I'll say this: it looks decent. It looks like a good kid.
From what I saw, from what he showed me, it looked cool.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, anything from my childhood that's like modern.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
Yeah, sure. Like again, I haven't had a lot of those things yet because I'm still too young.
Yeah.
But I think Clifford doesn't look bad.
Mm-hmm.
So at least you've got that.
Yeah.
They could have really messed this up and just had a terrible looking CGI dog, which would be surprising. But no, it looks good. It looks like a fun family.
Even Ninja Turtles wasn't great.
Turn off your brain movie.
But it also was better than nothing.
Yeah.
You know, like it was like, oh, those are what Turtles could have looked like in the 90s when they did those movies.
How about this? The only thing that I've gotten close to was Power Rangers, the movie.
Okay.
That first movie was fantastic.
Thank you.
We've talked about
what happened with that. Like I don't understand.
Know.
I don't understand.
I was so excited about that post-credit scene for that movie.
Yeah.
Golly, that was awesome.
Yeah, it's like, oh, Tommy's not in it. Oh, but Tommy's going to be in it.
Tommy's going to be in it.
And then you just shut the franchise down.
Come on.
Fuck out of here.
Lionsgate. What are you doing?
Right.
You could have had a lot of money.
I know. Well, it didn't do well. That's probably one of the reasons why.
I don't see how. The only time I've ever heard somebody saying something negative about it was that, man, it was really good, but they never went anywhere with it.
Yeah, and I think also they needed to utilize the original Rangers somehow.
Yeah, they were just like that one random spot of they're in the crowd.
Yeah, the cameo of at the end. So the girl Ghostbuster movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, every main character from Ghostbusters was also in that.
Yeah,
like they did cameos just to show respect for the film, because I didn't know Dan Aykroyd actually like owns the majority of Ghostbusters.
I didn't know that either.
I
just knew he owned Crystal Head Vodka.
Okay,
he's a crazy person.
So Dan Aykroyd, if
you're hearing this, I apologize. Please come on.
Ghostbusters is his brainchild.
Yeah,
he created it and they made it
100%.
So like he was talking originally, it was going to be like Ghost Stoppers or Ghost Trappers, and actually Ghostbusters was already copyrighted because it was a movie that came out a very long time ago that had nothing to do with like ghost busting.
Gotcha.
So they tried to get the rights and they couldn't. So eventually they did, and they made it Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Anyways,
but here's the thing: going back to what I said at the very beginning of this segment, the fact that I believe I should have gotten Force Awakens as whatever Ghostbusters Afterlife was. Like, that tells you how good this movie is. And that's what they could have done with Power Rangers.
With Power Rangers, all they had to do was somehow or another all you needed was Jason, Tommy, Billy, Zach, I guess. I mean, but really.
I love that you're naming all these off and I just don't remember any of those names.
Yeah, but Trina
Jason and Tommy are the only ones I really
Trina remember. And then, so you got Jason, Tommy, Trina, Billy, Zach. That's it.
Yeah.
So, anyways, but all they had to do really is have
Jason could have been like
Jason David Frank as Tommy.
Yeah.
Okay. He needs to be in it. Jason the Red Ranger need to be in it, and Kimberly. You could have got away with that. You could have got away with those.
They didn't have to. Well, here's the thing: they didn't have to be those characters, though. That wouldn't make sense for a new franchise. However, again, as I was going to say, they could have been the parents. That would be cool. As like again, just an homage.
No, they like just like the Ghostbusters came back.
Yeah, fair enough.
They needed one of the newest Power Ranger episode, Dino Fury or whatever
it is on.
But
now.
one of the newest ones, like one that came out this past year.
Yeah,
the Red Ranger, the original Red Ranger, joins all of the Power Rangers.
Yeah.
And he has like the Dino coin flips it up. The most powerful one, the red one, flips it up, catches it. It's morphin' time.
I love that you are just because of Marcus so inundated with this.
I'm in it. Like I'm still in it. And he turns into the Red Rangers.
Yeah.
And the Mighty Morphin original Rangers, not the actual characters, but the black and the yellow and everything. They come through the portal and they're with him along with the Dino Fury and all the other different Rangers. And they had to take on the
that's
people.
the weirdest part about like Power Rangers is the comics and like everything other than this show is like deep.
Yeah.
There's a lot of lore to them.
Yeah.
And the fact that I do remember like a couple years ago it was like a big thing of like, oh, the Green Ranger or the White Ranger is now a bad guy from the multiverse of all these different Power Rangers from all different times and spaces. And they all come together to fight him.
Jason David Frank is doing a project right now that he's going to release. I don't know if it'll be like a Hulu or a Prime movie, but it's The Legend of the White Dragon. And he's playing the White Dragon. So that's going to be sick.
Yeah.
But you could have had him and Jason and Kimberly in this movie as them.
I love how we're talking about this Power Rangers movie from 5 years ago.
Yeah, in this as them. Like, why not just have them? And then you have these other Rangers that come in that they just pass their powers to, and then they get little buddy. I don't know, something.
Something interesting. Yeah.
But have them involved where they got to get in their suits. Like, like they need to be involved.
Yeah. Anyway.
You go to the next one.
Spider-Man. I got my ticket. If anybody wants an extra ticket, I will sell them to you. Not really. I don't have an extra ticket. I'm broke. But I have, okay, here's the thing though. I'm glad I got the ticket. I was telling you this earlier before we started filming. I got like the last couple of tickets. I got one of them. Good tickets, yes. Yeah. They're not in the wings. They're not super far away. They're not up front. It's in the center grouping of the seats. I got one of the last ones that was in there. And I looked before we started filming. Somebody got a seat right next to me. You're a dick. If you're watching this, I don't know if you are. If you're an L21 or 19, you're a dick. Because nobody likes somebody that's sitting right next to them if I'm in a single person party. Come on. Anyway.
They're going to be in a single person party too.
Yeah. If it's somebody interesting and I actually get to talk to them, sure. Maybe I'm making a friend.
Watch it be the future love of your life.
Oh my God. What an awkward way for me to
start
this off.
Yeah.
We met at Spider-Man. She bought a seat right next to me.
What an idiot, bitch.
What a dumb bitch.
Ruined the movie for me. We ended up marrying your mom that way.
That's my How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
But no, I'm super excited. And a lot of people are super freaking excited. They have been selling tickets. Again, big cities, hate them. People in LA have been selling these tickets for upwards of $2,500.
What?
Yeah. 1,100 times the going price.
Is that because it's like
sold out?
Well, I know that, but are they having like 30 people in a theater? Isn't that stupid?
I don't know. I don't think so. From what I've heard, like tickets are being sold out. Like,
okay.
For reals.
Cool.
For realsies.
Oh, that's cool, man.
And I was talking to a friend today, and we made a joke that I just need to make a video about this and start uploading my own video essays on YouTube because I can talk about this for hours. But like, there's a reason Spider-Man was the first Marvel modern movie in 2002. Like 2002 Spider-Man 2 is one of the best superhero movies ever because of
Spider-Man 2.
Yes. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2, one of the best movies ever. Because it's just when you break Spider-Man down to the parts that make people like him, I think a lot of people don't realize this, but subconsciously really like Spider-Man because of how American he is.
Mm.
And that sounds stupid. That sounds overly patriotic. But if you watch those Sam Raimi movies, they always end with one shot. And it's Spider-Man swinging through the city. They hit something. It's a flagpole.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a big waving flag. It was just the best
in the
time.
red, white, and blue.
The best time. Well, not the best time because of
the
major
worst,
fucking tragedy.
The worst best time.
But
good timing.
For a superhero in New York?
For a patriotic Spider-Man movie. Perfect timing.
I remember seeing like multiple. I've read articles of like from interviews with Sam Raimi, and they were just like, yeah, maybe we can't do this movie because of the political and just climate of the day. Maybe we shouldn't have a movie about a guy that's trying to blow up buildings in New York.
Yeah.
That's probably not a good thing. And they still made it. And it sold super well. And people still love that movie. And people still love Spider-Man because of what he represents, because of those movies.
Dude,
He
Marcus,
represents America.
still one of Marcus's favorite movies right now is that stupid Spider-Man and Venom movie, Spider-Man 3.
Oh, really? Spider-Man 3? I love Spider-Man 3, but really?
I mean, it's okay, but like out of all of them,
Yeah.
you know, like
Spider-Man Homecoming. Way
like,
better.
Like Marcus loves Venom and Spider-Man, and that's like the one he
Cool.
wants to watch.
I love that because that proves to me that he actually cares. Because
Yeah.
those are the best stories.
Yeah. So,
uh,
and that's going to happen again.
I can't wait. I don't know. I've been so closed off to all of these leaks, but I watched the trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home, and I just see the things that everyone's talking about. And I just know what's going to happen. I don't want it to be ruined. I don't want to go in with high expectations.
What's going to happen? I don't know. I didn't watch.
I know. I don't want to ruin it for you either.
No, it's not ruining it for me.
Okay. So
I told you Spider-Man is like one of my least favorite superheroes, right?
you're just
I know.
wrong.
I know. Listen, there's a bunch of people that feel the same way as you.
Here's the thing. Okay, let me just go on this little diatribe. The reason I think Spider-Man works so well is because he's an American icon, right?
Mhm.
Captain America, the most patriotic superhero, could literally be from anywhere and be the same character. He could be from Britain. There's a Captain Britain,
Yeah.
and it works.
Mhm.
There's a Red Guardian. He could be Russian,
Yeah.
and he's still a hero. Maybe
Sure.
an anti-hero, but he's still a character that fits the same mold.
No, I'm with you.
The only other character I think that couldn't be from anywhere else in the world, like again, like Hawkeye could be Asian or he could be Indian, or
Sure.
he could be anywhere.
No, you're right.
But the only other character that is ingrained in their identity as a superhero and couldn't be from anywhere else and still sell as well is Black Panther.
Okay.
That's just me.
Did you know that Black Panther was based off of a real person?
Yeah.
Down, I guess it's somewhere in Africa.
Mhm.
They were called like Leopard Man
Mhm.
or something. It was going around just killing people and beating the shit out of people,
Yeah.
dressed up as a leopard.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
I believe it.
That's awesome. That's where Stan Lee got his inspiration for Black Panther.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are stranger people in the world than you think.
Yeah. And this is like back in the day. Like,
Yeah.
Like black and white pictures that you don't even see the guy's face.
In the 60s and 50s, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Anyways,
it's
that's
crazy.
cool.
Anyway, so yeah, Spider-Man's coming out. Super excited. I'm going to see it day one.
So tell me what's in the trailer that I need to know about.
Okay.
Is
So-
Venom, is Tom Hardy in this movie?
Tom, I don't know. I hope. I'm really excited. I really want to.
I'll go watch it if Tom Hardy's in the movie.
But the things that are happening in the trailer is that obviously we've seen a couple of trailers already. You know, multiverse is breaking down. Doc Ock's in it. Green Goblin's in it. Lizard's in it. Electro's in it.
Doc Ock's like a large part. Like the first trailer made it seem like, oh, he's in it.
Yeah,
He's in it.
I think Doc Ock actually helps Spider-Man. I think
Yeah,
I
that's
think
the way
it's not a
it-
Sinister Six movie as Doc Ock as the leader of the Sinister Six, like I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I think he should actually kind of helps because if you remember Spider-Man 2, Doc Ock wasn't a bad guy. He was brain controlled by the arms.
hmm
And in the end, Spider-Man is not the one that ends the movie by beating up the bad guy. The bad guy destroys his own shit
hmm
because he realizes, oh no, I'm a bad guy.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be doing this. I think Doc Ock
Hello.
getting
Peter.
God, what a good line. I'm gonna be so happy when I see
Wait.
that movie.
You're not Peter Parker.
Wait, you're not Peter Parker. Yeah, no. I just want to hear. I just want to hear Green Goblin. Man. I'm.
Is it gonna be my guy,
It is. It's. I can't remember his name right
William Dafoe?
now. Willem Dafoe. It's Willem
So
Dafoe coming back?
they asked him the other day. They said, "Hey, can you give us any insight on Spider-Man the movie?" Because I guess he had something else coming out
Yeah.
here recently too. And he said, "First of all, I don't know what you're talking about, and I don't talk about movies before they come out."
Willem Dafoe is a national treasure.
Dude, Like the best way to get it, I don't promote movies. First of all, I don't promote movies that I'm not promoted in. And second of all, I don't promote movies that are not out.
I do love Willem Dafoe. Did you see The Lighthouse?
You told me about it. That was with him and Batman.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
Evidently, it was really, really good.
Yeah.
But just seeing like scenes that I've seen of it, I just love Willem Dafoe.
Speaking of Batman, that's my favorite superhero.
Well, yeah, we knew that
You know why?
because he's rich.
Exactly.
Anyway,
It's the only superhero I got a chance of being.
we gotta get back on track. We're going way over.
That's all right. He's probably asleep.
Yeah, it's
Forrest will beat shit out of me. Like, oh,
I'm gonna get an SOS text.
dude. I'd tell her now. I'm like, just look at your ring. Just relax for a little bit.
So in the trailer, this newest trailer, you've got like Spider-Man going up against Electro, Sandman, and Lizard, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the Brazilian cut of that trailer, that scene goes by not even 3 seconds over.
This is your second time talking about this.
Okay, I have talked about this.
Okay.
Then never mind.
Okay.
I don't need to talk about it.
But you said that someone gets his head.
Yeah, his
hit.
head. It's one of those animation things where like the head like gets really hit and it moves.
But
in
there's
anatomically
should be
incorrect
CGI
way.
there, and there's not. Is
Yes.
what you're saying?
Something
like they
has
haven't
been removed from
or
that scene.
or hasn't been added in.
Yes.
Either way.
So I have talked about it before. I keep saying that stuff. I just don't want. I don't want to think about it.
So you're telling me that's Venom?
It could be Venom. It could be Doc Ock. It could be Peter Parker. It could be the other Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield could be in this movie.
Oh, so that's where you're going with this.
Yes.
I mean, that's pretty much been said, right?
No.
But it's like saying Sting's never coming to the WWE. But then every time they would even show a black and white video, WWE even made it seem like Sting was coming to the WWE for 10 years prior to him actually coming to the WWE.
I mean, yeah. It's just one of those things where nobody's confirmed anything. Andrew Garfield just had a movie come out. So if he was in production for a Spider-Man movie, who knows? Who knows how those timelines added up is what I'm saying. So, and Tobey Maguire has been like, no talking about this. He has not talked about Spider-Man at all.
Well, I would say there's your first hint.
Well, it's just like Willem Dafoe not talking about it. I mean, he may just not want to talk about it because I think from what I've heard, Spider-Man 3 was a really rough shoot for him. He didn't really enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he enjoyed being Spider-Man, he didn't enjoy the last movie, so it might have left a bad taste in his mouth.
Which one's this?
Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi, the original.
Gotcha.
So,
my Spider-Man.
yeah, my Spider-Man.
Okay. Everybody's Spider-Man. Let's get that straight.
Yeah.
All right.
But no, like, yeah, no, we can move on, but I'm just excited. And it's only 15 days away. It's fine.
Well, what about the Flashpoint?
Flashpoint? I haven't heard anything new about it. Have you?
I mean, I just know for a 1,000,000,000% fact that Michael Keaton.
Well, we know that. That's the selling point of the movie.
And Batfleck are in the movie, and they're like, really in the movie. I cannot wait. First of all, I just got done watching the show.
God, it's a year away, though.
I just got done watching a show called Dope Sick on Hulu.
Haven't heard of that one.
So you ever heard of Purdue Pharma?
Yes.
What do you know about them?
Purdue is like a pharmaceutical company.
Okay.
Like
Sure.
okay. Big Pharma. I don't like them.
Yeah, Big Pharma. So have you ever heard of opioids?
I've seen this. Yeah. I have seen
You ever heard of a thing called Oxycontin?
Yeah. I have seen this advertised.
You ever heard of their partnership by padding the FDA's pockets?
Yes.
To get marketing material through that should not have been through, and getting a label on this bottle that said that it was not addictive?
I'm curious as to where this connects with Flashpoint.
Oh, Michael Keaton.
Oh, okay.
Is one of the main characters in the show.
Okay. Somebody else. Who else is in that?
Rosario Dawson.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the two main ones.
Yep. Flashpoint's coming out. When's Shazam coming out?
Black Adam, you mean? Sorry, get it correct.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Black Adam. So sorry.
Black Adam comes out next summer.
Okay. So we're getting to that before Flashpoint. I'm fine with it. That's good. That's good scheduling.
We'll get a summer of Rock next year of something.
Oh, God. What else is he going to be in?
I believe.
What can he film in the next 6 months?
Well, no. What I think's going to happen is Young Rock 2, the show, is coming out probably. So call that Marchish, February, March.
Talk about the easiest show to ever make.
Oh my God!
He just sits down, and talks like we do for 3 hours,
and it's literally a show about him. So everybody's invested because it's also about The Rock.
Yeah,
and he's in the show about The Rock.
Yeah.
How
easy.
And it's actually pretty well done.
Yeah.
And it's his thing. He's the producer of it.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. But so I think that runs into when he'll start doing his promote. He'll be promoting that, then it'll run into promoting Black Adam.
Okay.
And then there's not much after that, but the big rumor is, and I think this is what's going to happen once he gets done promoting Black Adam and that comes out.
Hobbs and Shaw 2?
No. I think he will be returning to the WWE probably for like that SummerSlam Survivor Series. So like August to November-ish.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll be involved probably at least twice a month or every show. January, February-ish, maybe the Rumble to Mania, where he'll headline Mania with Roman Reigns.
Gotcha.
In Hollywood.
Ooh.
And I bet there's probably going to be another project to promote for that for that summer. So whatever, there's going to be something filming soon.
The last bit of 2022 is going to be a very busy time for The Rock, is what you're saying. You're going to get a solid year.
I'm thinking he's filming something now. I don't know. I'd say maybe not now, but I'd say he's working on something to get something filmed now. Post-production of Black Adam. Mm-hmm. They're done with Young Rock.
Yeah.
They'll roll Young Rock out. He'll promote Black Adam.
I love that you're this deep, man.
Yeah, they'll bring Black Adam while he's promoting Black Adam. He's probably either going to be finishing up production on a movie or starting production into a movie, which will probably wrap that November-ish, December-ish, January. So either going to return to SummerSlam, Survivor Series, or the Rumble. And if one of those things happens, he will headline WrestleMania against Roman Reigns in Hollywood.
Against Roman Reigns?
Against Roman Reigns. So
that's even more interesting.
So this is the good thing.
Yeah.
WWE hasn't had a polarizing figure as a bad guy like Roman Reigns since maybe The Rock. To where Roman Reigns was pushed down everybody's throat for so long as the guy. And
now he's turned heel, right?
Everyone just wanted him to be bad. So bad.
Gotcha.
Then that leukemia came back. He beat it. And when he came back, he was good. And then COVID happened. He's got leukemia. He don't want to deal with it. So they use it as an excuse for him to go away. And then when he came back, he was bad. So now as he's bad, everyone's cheering. Like everybody's excited that he's bad.
Okay.
They're finally, the WWE fans are now booing someone because they like to boo them. Okay. Because it's fun to boo that person because he's doing such a good job. Not just because that guy sucks.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he's the best guy we got, and he's bad. Boo. Like, we want to boo him. But now
when you hear any cheers, they're doing it wrong.
Yeah, or it's just because he's doing something really good. He's being so, it's like
The Rock.
It's like Heath Ledger playing the Joker.
Gotcha.
He's so bad that it's so good, you know? So now you're getting to a point to where they're starting to tease The Rock a little bit. Like during Survivor Series this month, they had a Rock Appreciation Month. Vince McMahon had Roman Reigns come into the show or come into his office, and he kept dropping Rock hints.
Gotcha.
And Roman's been using the "it doesn't matter" and use the rock bottom. Like there's just a bunch of Rock hints, and The Rock has been talking recently about if he was to come back, it would have to be the right thing, and it would only make sense against Roman Reigns because he's the top heel.
So here's the question: The Rock comes back. Is Roman Reigns still the heel? Like, I mean,
sure, yeah. Roman Reigns will be heel. He'll be big time heel then. Like he'll be so heel. Like just The Rock coming back would make him one of the top heels.
Okay.
and you would get that perfect reaction that you'd want from The Rock. And then you'd see how good is he on the mic, because The Rock's going to be really, really good on the mic. So how good is he? And then The Rock would obviously, I think, pass it. Like, he passed the torch to Cena, and then Cena kind of got one to Hollywood.
Yeah.
I think Roman's going to be around for a while. I think he
Oh,
passes the torch to Roman. Roman goes on a run.
Yeah.
Of like, he's top hill.
Yeah.
Anyways, so
Anyway,
I think that's The Rock's 2022 schedule.
We've literally talked about just about every topic we've ever talked about ever.
Yeah. And I promise you, at that point in my life, I don't care what the ticket prices are. I will be front row at WrestleMania to watch The Rock wrestle. I don't give a shit. I've already made my points.
Can I go?
Maybe.
Okay.
Depends on how expensive they are.
We do a chat with Gunner from Hollywood front row seats of WrestleMania.
Like, I will. Yes.
That'd
absolutely.
be hilarious.
Oh, SummerSlam is coming to Nashville.
Yeah.
The Titans Arena this year.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. And that would be potentially when The Rock
that
might
could
be returning.
When it could be.
So,
okay.
yeah. And I've already told Marcus I'd take him. So.
Oh, hell yeah. Going through these other things, I don't really think we should talk about them. Other than the very last thing. How about this, the fact that LeBron James got COVID?
Well, he got vaccinated. I don't know how he got COVID.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's
a breakthrough
confusing.
case. It's a breakthrough case.
It's so confusing.
But let's talk about this real quick. Let's talk about LeCarron. First of all, did you see this man get 2 fans removed from the game because they were saying mean things to him on the court?
So here's the thing.
I don't give a shit.
I understand, and I don't either. I really don't. However, sure, if you don't like the guy, you can say insults.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's a line where it's insulting him
Mm-hmm.
versus insulting or like hoping bad things happen to his kids.
Okay.
And that's what I heard was said.
That's fine.
I don't know if that's confirmed. I don't know anything for sure.
Sure.
But that's what people have said is they weren't just insulting LeCarron.
Mm-hmm.
They were insulting his kids.
That's fine.
That's the line for me.
Not really. So think about this. Okay, so that's 2 people that's been thrown out of a game.
Yeah.
And he's done that a couple times.
Yeah. Well, yeah, again, just 2 people is one thing, but yeah, when you go on, oh my gosh, get them out of here. I can't play on guys.
Okay, so you want to tell me that just because you can hear those people, that's the worst thing that's ever been said to you that you've ever heard at a ball game and all the places you've played?
Of all the places you played.
Let's just go back
throughout all these years.
Let's go to Trae Young for the Atlanta Hawks. Trae Young, let's talk about this. Trae Young beating the New York Knicks in the playoffs in New York, Madison Square Garden, shooting free throws.
Yeah.
And the entire arena chanting in unison, fuck Trae Young. All right. Now I get that's not nice either.
Yeah.
But at what point do you throw 2 random people out because they might have said something you don't like that looked zero threatening whatsoever in the history of threatening people?
It was like a mom and her son.
And you like grabbed your uncle and grabbed him. It was like, hey, bro, come over here and throw these people out. That's what LeBron looked like he's doing. Hey, tattling those guys right there. They said that thing. I just find it very hard to believe when you got the Oakland Raiders fans. I mean, I don't know have you ever been to a Alabama football game? Dude, I have been called worse things playing ball than someone threatening a non-threatening person in the most unthreatening way ever, threatening my kids.
I don't even think they were threatening. I think they were wishing ill.
Okay.
And that just lends to your point, honestly. But
so at that point, like, you can't just throw those people out and then not throw anybody else out. So now anybody that ever heckles an athlete should be walked out of the arena. So that's like, but that's where that goes.
Yeah.
That's where I think.
Here's the thing. That's not where that goes. Because you want to know why? Because it's LeBron James doing it. Nobody has the power.
I'm glad he got vaccinated because it didn't help at all.
Jesus. How stupid is that?
It's a breakthrough case.
It's a breakthrough case, sure.
How many are there?
Too many. Statistically too many.
To be breakthrough cases. It's just called a side effect.
Yeah.
A side effect of the vaccine is COVID.
Anyway, yeah, it's very interesting. It's definitely karma, kind of coming back around, especially the past couple weeks of basketball. I do not care about basketball. I have never once thought, man, LeBron James is the coolest athlete ever. And I said this when we talked about Space Jam 2. It just wasn't good because I don't like LeBron James.
As Marcus would call him, LeBron Lames.
and that's just like, I don't know. Maybe it's the star power that's gotten to his head. He thinks he's the best in the world. He's the best ever. He's the king.
Let's talk about it. First of all, he is.
Sure.
So let's say that.
Is he the best ever? Where's Chris? We need Chris's opinion on
Okay,
this.
so here's where I'll also I like to say I bring my points as an athlete. But what am I really, right? Played kind of high level college football. So I don't really know what that means, but this is my opinion.
2 cents.
Yeah. So as a guy that knows kind of what it takes to be good, I think, for the most part, and to be talented, I think LeBron is, yes, of one of the best of all time. But the comparison always comes down to Michael versus LeBron, right?
I mean,
that's
I feel
always
like you could throw Kobe in there, but
okay, that's where I was going with this.
For a layperson, it's like Michael, Kobe, LeBron.
Sure, but a lot of people also say, LeBron, Kobe,
Larry Bird,
or LeBron, Michael, whatever it is. Here's my thoughts.
Curry
is my opinion who my favorite basketball player is of all time to say is the greatest is Michael Jordan.
Of course.
Just like saying one of my favorite basketball players of all time is Babe Ruth. Like,
yeah,
it's just one of those things.
It's not cool to say that because it's the best known person.
Yeah.
Like,
so I mean, it is what it is.
He's well known for a reason.
1-on-1, man-on-man, body-on-body, playing basketball. I think LeBron James dominates Michael Jordan.
Really?
In both of their primes.
Okay.
Maybe it doesn't happen. Maybe it does.
I have no idea about basketball, so I can't.
Here's what I can tell you about it. There was no humans walking around the stature and athletic ability as LeBron James when Michael Jordan was playing.
Fair enough.
You can look that up. Jordan had to bulk up to get up to like 215, 220. LeBron walks around, I don't know for a fact, but I think he's in the 260s.
Yeah, he has to be.
Okay. And he spends about $1 million on his body a year.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I will say this.
Terrible hairline.
LeBron James, the only thing that I find interesting about him that I think is cool is what was it? The fucking workout commercial that he's in.
The tonal body.
The tonal body, yeah. That makes me want to buy something. Fair enough.
So there's that. But there's a very strong happy medium of a guy that played both.
Oh?
And this guy played both when he was in his prime, and one was on their way out, and one was on their way up. And that man's name is Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
And Kobe had a Jordan frame playing and dominating in modern times.
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant was the best basketball player to ever play this game.
Even I knew that, but okay.
I mean,
you have your Mount Rushmore for sure.
And I think they're all three on it.
Yeah.
I think Kobe beats LeBron straight up. Like if you played 100 games, I think Kobe wins 51 of them.
Okay.
Maybe more. And I think if Kobe played LeBron in 100 games, he probably wins 51 or more.
Okay. All that to be said, LeBron James is the Karen now.
He's just woke, man. I can't.
He's just too
I can't understand
into it. He's sniffing his own farts. As people say.
I'm gonna pull the race card here about these analysts, these black analysts that there's no other way to call it than they're just being prejudiced the other way, or maybe not prejudiced. What they're being inconsiderate.
Okay.
Of their opinions, and this is why.
Of who? I'm confused.
COVID.
Where are you going?
Emmanuel Ocho.
Okay.
I can't stand this guy. First of all, I don't know who he is. He's an analyst He's known for his book, Tough Conversations with a Black Man, or Awkward Conversations with a Black, something like that.
Okay.
I mean, well spoken, well thought out. You can tell he does his homework.
Okay.
And he's trying to do really good. And I think he has a great message. But where we have a disconnect is he was the one that came down really hard on Aaron Rodgers for lying or not telling the truth or whatever it might have been.
Lying by omission?
Yeah. So, but Aaron did everything the right way.
He did.
Right? He didn't say he was vaccinated. He didn't have his vaccine card. Packers knew that. He went through the protocols as if he wasn't vaccinated. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. You ever heard of a guy named Antonio Brown?
Yes.
Okay. Antonio Brown got suspended today by the NFL because he bought a fake vaccine card and has been using that for the entire season, which means he hasn't been getting tested every day. He doesn't have to wear a mask. He can do whatever he wants to around his teammates, and they don't care. Not a person, not an analyst, not a no one has said a one thing about an Antonio Brown. Okay. And I'm an Antonio Brown fan.
Oh, really?
But if you're going to, and I like him even more now that he bought the fake vaccine card, but if you're going to go after Aaron Rodgers for not telling the whole truth or making you think that he was something that he's not.
Yeah, you should be going hard.
If you just look at the definition of immunized, it doesn't mean you're vaccinated.
No.
So when he said, I'm immunized, and he does this, and then does that, and the definition even says that it doesn't have to mean that you're vaccinated, you should have just figured it out.
But at least he had the common decency.
Yeah, Antonio Brown flashing a fake ID around here, fake vaccine card, and getting away with it, and then getting caught, getting suspended, and no one even, not one negative comment brought up about it.
Yeah.
And where I need that same energy.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna bring that energy, if you're bringing that energy towards Rittenhouse, bring that energy towards OJ. Okay? You know, like I saw somebody say that Rittenhouse was the white OJ.
No.
I mean, yeah.
No. That's not true at all.
Well, I mean, they both did good in their own hearts.
Objectively, Rittenhouse did good. What are you talking about?
I mean,
okay, here's the thing. I will say this. If you want to compare OJ to Rittenhouse, the world is a better place because Rittenhouse did what he did than because of what OJ did. I'll just say that. The world is two bad people less because of what Kyle Rittenhouse did.
Well, and also,
I don't know how bad the people were that OJ did.
It's not that they were that bad. They were just skanking around on my man, and he taught him that you don't do that. But it wasn't him that taught him that. It was someone else because obviously the glove didn't fit.
If the glove doesn't fit, you must have quit.
So, and it's like, it's self-defense.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's self-defense even if you just carry the gun
really isn't
to a riot.
Self-defense.
You know? No, I'm talking about the riot thing. Like, it's self-defense even if you just happen to show up.
OJ was just self-defending his honor.
Nobody could tell. Prove me wrong.
Okay. Well,
prove me wrong.
Whew.
But anyways, right. Yeah, I saw that Rittenhouse was the white version of OJ. But I mean, think about it.
That's just bad.
If you play the race card, you're going to have black people say, well, you know, OJ, one got away. They did it. We won that one, right?
I just don't think people are saying that.
No,
I don't think they think Kyle Rittenhouse got away.
But you got the people that think that he's a white supremacist.
Okay.
They think that those white people think that he's our white OJ. That's what people think.
They obviously haven't talked to anybody then.
I think there's a bunch of objective people out there that are willing, even a lot of liberals that are willing to look at both sides and be like, well, I mean, obviously that was...
I had friends that were just like, they would not talk to me about the Rittenhouse case. And then when the trial was over, and I simply said to all of my friends, put like a thing up on Snapchat publicly, I was just like, if you want to talk about Rittenhouse, fine. We can talk about it, but you have to watch the trial.
Yeah.
And a lot of people saw that, didn't respond, but a few of them literally came back to me and were like, I'm sorry that we didn't talk about this prior because I would just watch the entirety of the thing. It took him, a couple days. I watched the entirety of that trial. Holy shit, was I wrong? And that's fair.
Yeah, and I think, there's a lot of fair people out there. But the loud people, like I say, is this very small percentage of people.
Can I just say I've been on Twitter way too much in the past 3 to 4 weeks?
Yeah.
Because I've been keeping up with everything.
Right.
And it's bad.
The woke liberal left blue check mark Twitter is the worst.
Here's one thing we need to talk about. I don't know if I talked about it the week before Thanksgiving, but fuck Mark Ruffalo and Pedro Pascal. You're good. You were in The Mandalorian. You're the Mandalorian.
Are you talking about Hulk?
Yes. Mark Ruffalo, fuck him. He can literally do anything he wants in life, and I will never care again.
Please explain. Yeah.
After the Kyle Rittenhouse case, he's a blue check mark. He has to check in. He has to give his opinion because somebody evidently cares. Nobody cares. He said, and I quote, "We must not let this discourage us. We have to have compassion in our hearts for this family that lost two great people. R.I.P. Adam," or whatever the first guy, Adam Huber or Aaron Huber, whatever his name is, and JoJo. JoJo being a nickname, a kid name, a cute name for a 5-time child abusing son of a bitch. And I don't care who you are. I don't care how sheltered you are. If you don't know that Joseph Rosenbaum is a piece of shit person and legitimately should not have been out of jail whatsoever, then you are either a terrible human being because you called him Joe, because you're using pet names for a child abusing person, or you're just that freaking stupid and are that blind and don't want to admit that, oh my gosh, Kyle Rittenhouse did the right thing. He defended himself. Or Kyle Rittenhouse shouldn't have even had to defend himself. It just makes no sense. You cannot be... If Mark Ruffalo is that dumb, he should get his Twitter taken away. There is a good... If you have Twitter out there...
You Twitters.
If you have Twitter, there is a great person you should follow. I believe his name is Sashimi Habani or something like that. It's a Middle Eastern name. He's a Middle Eastern.
Is that the new leader of Twitter?
He should be the CEO of Twitter. He is the owner or the procurer of what is being called The List. And he simply, all of his Twitter is literally just, regular Twitter stuff for him. But also what he does is a weekly list of people that should get their phones taken away. And it's just tweets, terrible tweets of people that just do not deserve Twitter and just need to get their phones taken away. It's like what's his name with the idiot sign. Here's your sign.
Yeah, that's cool.
And yeah, he that is a good Twitter to follow. That's a good account because.
Is it a blue check mark?
I think he actually is a blue check mark, but only because he's actually like he's a public figure.
Sure.
So he's the actual reason the blue check mark is there.
Yeah.
Not because he's politically woke. But yeah, no, Mark Ruffalo is just a terrible human being if he is giving a pet name to a bad person like that.
The smart opinions on that?
What?
Is zero opinion.
Yeah, honestly.
You know who gave zero opinion on that?
Opinions.
You know who gave zero opinions on that?
Rock.
The Rock.
Yeah. Does The Rock even have a Twitter?
He does.
Oh, he does?
But he does not tweet that stupid shit.
He doesn't tweet anything that I know.
You know what The Rock tweets about? Or Instagram post? Well, his tweets...
Here's this. Let me guess. Is his Twitter just his Instagram post?
So he does reply to some tweets. Like he'll do like the retweet reply or whatever.
Sure. Of like important people.
And fans,
really?
Occasionally. Yeah, he's done me.
Oh, really?
You didn't know this?
I think, okay, I do remember you talking about this.
Yeah, it's like
It was the best day of your life.
Yeah, it's like New Year's Day, like 2014 or something like that. Yeah. Anyways, he called me bro.
He called him bro, guys.
Anyways, about Kreider here. So his Twitter, Instagram, Facebook's all very similar with the same post.
Makes sense.
And
when you're that big, unless you literally have the Twitter actually on your phone, you probably have somebody that tweets for you.
And I think he does handle all of his stuff.
Probably.
But it's Project Rock for Under Armour. It's whatever movie that's coming out. It's whatever show that's coming out. It's whatever $7 Productions has their hand in. It's Terramana Tequila, Zoa energy drinks, and
it's just ads.
And then out of that, it's like pictures of his cheat meals.
Those are the only Instagram rock posts that I actually like. It's just like, oh my God, he's eating all
charity stuff he does for people.
Cool.
And working out. And stupid, like, dirty dad jokes. That's the entirety of his stuff. The only thing that I never could understand why he did this, and everybody blew me up about it, was him.
His political thing.
But being with Biden.
Yeah.
And I think that was, as I look back on it, more a Kamala thing.
Sure.
Because his manager, ex-wife, big into that. They almost look similar. You know, like
that's hilarious.
They're big into her being like the first black CEOs of stuff.
Fair enough.
And leading that transition
it's good for his brand to be on Kamala's side, not Joe Biden's side.
But also he's a guy that can still keep all the other people just with who he is.
Well, I mean, it was here's the difference between Mark Ruffalo or fucking Luke Skywalker. What's his name? Shit. Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Here's the difference between The Rock and those two. Those two only tweet, every 2 minutes about shit that nobody cares about or that they just need to talk about their opinions.
Yeah.
The Rock posts about his workouts. That's the difference.
Yeah, I mean, and he lives up in California some. So, he did a Instagram live with Gavin Newsom.
Yeah.
And
were they wearing masks?
No, but I mean, but it was more of The Rock giving Gavin his platform to speak.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're the governor of the state that The Rock lives in, it might be a good thing to try and reach out to The Rock.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already elected.
And that whole, and just the whole thing with, I don't know, because, I mean, The Rock used to speak at the Republican convention, so that's I think he's an independent.
I think he's politically homeless.
You can't say that The Rock is not a capitalist. You can't say that. If
anybody ever said that to me, I would literally just never.
If you ever was he's people like that are selfish in a generous way.
People like what?
Like The Rock. You can't get that famous, that successful, and keep grinding this hard and to look like he looks at that age without being an egotistical, selfish, driven, disciplined narcissist.
Oh, yeah.
But you can also be the most gentle, humble, kind, generous person that person's ever met.
I think that's what, because I did do a little bit of a rock dive over Thanksgiving.
Mm.
We sat down. We wanted to watch a family movie.
Mm-hmm.
We did watch Jungle Cruise. Oh. I watched it in its entirety once.
Did you enjoy the funny dad jokes?
Absolutely.
I thought they were cute.
Yeah. It's The Rock.
Yeah.
And again, I did a little bit of a deep dive into The Rock. Again, not as crazy as you.
Dude, I know a lot.
but I did a little bit of deep dive, and I like watching celebrities interact with fans or fans or celebrities interacting with other celebrities.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where you watch The Rock interact with anybody, and he's either just a guy or he's trying to like he's not playing up his celebrity status.
Dude.
He's not The Rock from the WWE. He's an asshole. He's just a big guy.
Yeah, and he's so large in the Hollywood space. Like,
yeah,
if you look at guys in Hollywood, like people think Brad Pitt's big. Okay, so like if you look at like people think like Ryan Reynolds is not a small guy, and The Rock dwarfs him. So The Rock in Hollywood is a giant.
Yeah,
and he's also like very well spoken and sweet.
Yeah,
that's a dangerous combo.
And again, this kind of just leads back to what we were talking about before. If The Rock runs for president, I hope whatever ticket he's on, whatever side he's on, I would not want to be the people on the other side trying to find dirt.
I think he creates the People's Party.
I can't imagine if The Rock is this big. The Rock is The Rock.
He's the most followed man on the planet.
He's the business. His business partner is his ex-wife. I keep always coming back to this because I find that hilarious.
His manager is his ex-wife, who married his strength coach, current strength coach.
If there was any dirt on The Rock, we would have known about it by now.
And his executive producer is Hiriam Garcia, which is Danny's brother, who he's known forever, that's involved in everything they do.
Again, you have that much money. You have that much power.
And not one bad thing.
And not one bad thing has come out.
Came out about you.
He didn't fly on Epstein's planes. Or did he?
No.
Have we seen all of the logs?
He was pro wrestling during that time, bro.
Oh, shit. He didn't. He was on Vince McMahon's planes. That might not be good.
Yeah. But the only thing people could come at him for would be like things he said
20 years ago,
entertaining people in pro wrestling.
Oh yeah, if The Rock goes for the presidency
and he hits somebody with "it doesn't matter," I will shit on myself.
But like that's the only thing you could fight him on.
Yeah.
I don't. Again, it's hard to find people that don't like The Rock. People can be indifferent for The Rock, like I am. It's just like, oh, cool, he's The Rock. I respect him, but I'm not a fan.
Yeah,
kind of am now, but because I did watch about 15 minutes of Red Notice. I'll finish it tonight.
It's pretty good.
It is.
It is the #1 movie of all time on Netflix. It's already surpassed Bird Box.
Here's my problem with The Rock.
Okay.
He's breaking all these records that nobody else will ever break.
Yeah.
You're taking them, you're just holding them.
Well, I believe that's called, what's the word? Oh, the greatest of all time.
That's called being a Renaissance man?
Yeah. So here's the deal. When you have such a large following, that's not my mistake. And when you have it and you came from nothing, like you weren't born into the Kardashians or you weren't born a Jenner, and you made it as an evicted, half black, half Samoan kid that got kicked out of Hawaii because they couldn't pay the bills, and your dad got kicked out of pro wrestling because it was just over for him, and your mom's Samoan, she doesn't really have a job, and your grandmother's Samoan, she gets thrown back to Samoa for like money laundering or something.
You know too much.
Yep. And then he's goes to Miami, doesn't pan out, goes to the NFL, doesn't go to the NFL, doesn't make the NFL, goes to the CFL, doesn't make it a month, comes back, has $7 in his pocket, and starts training to be a WWE superstar. That doesn't work out. He gets hurt. They bring him back. They try him as a bad guy, and literally the rest is history. And then he becomes one of the most popular pro wrestlers of all time. But what people don't understand is that The Rock only wrestled from 1996 to like 2003. He didn't even wrestle for 10 years. He came back and did a little run, but he didn't wrestle for 10 consecutive years. That's mind-blowing. And then he goes into movies. First movie is like one of the highest paid actors to get a first movie gig role in Scorpion King. And then
Gunner. You know too much.
But wait. And then he wants to get into doing action films to be like the next Arnold. So he thinks he's going to do the Rundown and Walking Tall. Thinks those are going to be the ones, but that's not the one. So he goes back to wrestling for a little bit.
And then he does Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Well, no, wait a minute. Then he comes back and he tries to be serious and get like, do Hollywood the way you're supposed to, but not doing main roles. So he does Be Cool. He does the Disney stuff of Tooth Fairy, Game Plan, which is the most underrated rock movie.
Game Plan came on the other day, and I was just like, it was at the shop. I was like, I wish I could sit down and watch this.
It's an underrated rock movie. But yeah, then you got Race to Witch Mountain, also a little underrated, but not very good.
Underrated, but not good.
And then Journey, awful.
Terrible.
But Journey was when he was giving up on not being The Rock.
Yes.
Like Game Plan, Tooth Fairy, Race to Witch Mountain, all those movies where he has a little bit of hair, like just a tad bit.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So that's like circa 2003 to 2007, 8.
Yep.
That was Hollywood people telling The Rock, you can't be The Rock, be Dwayne Johnson, be small, conform to Hollywood. And then he said, nope, can't do that. I'm going to get as jacked as I've ever been in my entire life.
What is the first The Rock movie? I'm trying to think of.
It's The Mummy Returns. He plays Scorpion King.
No. I'm talking about The Rock movie. Like as him. So after 2007, 2008.
So, well, really, that Journey movie is one of the first, but it's still him, I think, just coming out of his shell and play. He's still doing what he was doing, but he just looks like he's about to be The Rock. Maybe Fast Five.
Really?
Fast Five, Pain and Gain.
Oh God, Pain and Gain.
G.I. Joe.
Okay.
That might have been the first one. Look that time frame up. So hang on, check me. Wait a minute, check me. So let's look. Let's think. Fast Five, Pain and Gain, and G.I. Joe are all around the same time frame. I know for filming, not sure about when they came out.
Okay, so go ahead, continue.
Then after that, there's a little bit of a break, but it's like Hercules. Then you're gonna have like this new comedy area. You're gonna have like the Central Intelligence type thing, and then you're also gonna have the next Fast and the Furious. But then you're gonna have he's gonna start producing some stuff. So he's gonna start producing his own wrestling movie that Wrestling with My Family or whatever, where he produces that. But then he's also going to have the Hobbs. So he's going to do the spinoff of that. But then you've got the Jumanjis that are in that little time frame where he's starting to do his own thing. And then
okay, I'm going to stop you. You're getting a little mixed up. You're off by maybe a couple years each. Here's what's crazy, and this is going to be the last point. We got to get out of here. What's crazy to me is because I'm thinking Journey to Tooth Fairy, Race to Witch Mountain, all sort of the same time frame.
Mm-mm.
No.
Journey's like 2011, 2012?
2012.
Okay.
Fast Five was 2011.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
For me, Journey 2 came before him playing Hobbs.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes Fast Five, which I think, if we were going to find, you were right. He was in The Other Guys, but isn't he like a bit part? He was like in the beginning.
Okay, so that was still a smaller Rock.
That's what I'm saying. And then, so it goes Fast Five, Journey 2, within 6 months of each other, I think. G.I. Joe Retaliation is 2013. That's, again, Hobbs would be the first movie I'm thinking of The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
And then G.I. Joe definitely is him just hitting it out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
He got Pain and Gain.
Pain and Gain was fantastic.
He got Fast Six. Hercules. I feel like Hercules.
Did I not say that? I said Hercules.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. But I feel like Hercules was just that one weird movie. It was kind of in the same time frame as like, it wasn't. It's what, 2014? Well, maybe. Clash of the Titans and like Wrath of the Titans.
So
that weird Greek era of Hollywood for a minute.
And the reason that movie was so awesome for me is because he was coming out of wrestling.
Yeah.
Like that second time.
Yeah, he was in one episode of, he was in WrestleMania that year.
Yeah. So he's coming out of it. But also because he was like filming that Pain and Gain G.I. Joe while he's doing that. But then coming out of wrestling and then got into the best shape of his life. They had to postpone Hercules because he hurt himself.
God.
In that WrestleMania match against John Cena.
I do remember all the promotions for Hercules was like, it was the gratuitous body shots of the male lead, but it was just like, it was for a reason because it was The Rock and he was the best shape of his life. Like,
yeah,
it made
sense. And what's crazy, so he was in the best shape of his life for that. And then he got in the best shape of his life for Hobbs and Shaw for the Samoan scene where he takes his shirt off. But now he's in the best shape of his life at damn near 50 for Black Adams. Like, I don't understand.
So after Hercules, we got Furious 7, 2015.
Yep.
And this is where the rising star has catapulted. We're out of the stratosphere at this point.
Okay.
Because you have San Andreas. I didn't know he was in Gem and the Holograms. That's funny.
What is it?
Gem and the Holograms.
Okay.
It was like that weird random movie, but he plays himself, so I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. Well, he also in Skyscraper.
Skyscraper's later.
Yeah.
Because then it's Central Intelligence.
Baywatch.
Moana. Baywatch. Fate of the Furious. Jumanji 1. Rampage. Skyscraper. Hobbs and Shaw. Then you got Ballers.
Ballers is fantastic.
Ballers. Yeah, no, that's when he's already out of the stratosphere. He's already the major star he is, and he's doing a victory lap. Then you have Jumanji 2, Young Rock, Jungle Cruise. He was in Free Guy. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
So he is the voice of the bank robber.
Yeah, it's so weird. And you got Red Notice. There's gonna be a San Andreas 2?
Oh, that would be great.
What does the San Andreas fault break apart again?
No, but I bet it's like an asteroid or some shit.
Oh shit, he's playing Crypto.
Oh yeah, he's playing Superman's dog.
That's funny.
And Ryan Reynolds. No, I'm sorry. The Office dude, Jim. What's his name?
Yeah, I know. John Krasinski.
He's playing Superman.
Oh, really?
And Kevin Hart's playing the other.
Oh my god,
the other dog.
Batman's dog. Is that what it is?
It's not Batman's dog, but that's kind of what it comes across as.
Okay.
It's
That's
like
funny.
it's like Indestructo dog or something. Like he can't get killed.
Yeah.
Yes, that's gonna be pretty good. But the upcoming projects,
Keanu Reeves, isn't it?
Yeah, the ones I'm excited about coming out. There's one that's in like pre-production, but it's the King something.
It's called just The King.
Okay, so he's playing the king of the Hawaiian Islands that like combined them.
Nice.
Back in the day. So I guess it's got some Samoan heritage to it. So any stuff like that I'm excited for.
That's one of those like genres or like I guess ethnicities or like lore, like mythologies that I feel like needs like Moana was the first real good movie for that.
They need a real one.
I need a good movie, like a live action movie that would be that. That's sorely needed.
And guess who's creating it?
I don't know.
The guy that did Braveheart.
Oh Jesus. Awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So it's The Rock and the dude that did Braveheart.
I would love if Mel Gibson just randomly shows up in it.
So think about this. The Jumanji movies are billion-dollar, like multi-billion-dollar movies.
Fair enough.
Worldwide. The Rock is a worldwide sensation.
Yeah.
He's not like, hey, this movie's going to do billions of dollars in the U.S. No, it's going to do billions everywhere.
Yeah. And guess what? He doesn't have to pander to China, and that's why I like The Rock.
Yeah, he just does everybody.
Yeah, everybody likes him. You don't have to pander to the billions in China because you got the billions everywhere else in the world.
I think that shows you that if you just truly have like good morals, and you just really are like a kind-hearted, hardworking, nice person that's no bullshit, and you just be that for 49 years. 90% of the time.
That's what's bad is because neither of us will ever be that.
No.
We've got too many skeletons in the closet.
Yeah.
Too many people hate us already.
I mean, like The Rock won't even do a podcast.
Yeah.
Because he
Fair
knows.
enough.
He knows. Why would I put myself out there for 3 hours for somebody to pick me apart?
Exactly.
He's too smart. He's got that team around him, dude. I'm telling you. So there's a guy named Brian Jerwitz.
We gotta get out of here.
I know.
Come
Brian
on.
Jerwitz.
You know too much.
He was the lead writer for Raw, like WWE, when The Rock was there. And he ended up kind of partnering up with The Rock when he was there, and he kind of wrote off his stuff. You know who the lead writer is for $7 Productions is and everything The Rock does?
That guy.
That guy. He left the WWE and he's with The Rock now.
Yeah. Will never be The Rock.
Yeah,
that's like a Mr. Rogers, Steve Irwin.
So another cool thing. So did you see the video where The Rock gave that Navy veteran his truck?
I did not.
So The Rock did a showing of Red Notice in LA, and he had everybody in the crowd that was coming fill out forms, right? Did a little research on him. He did a surprise appearance, showed up. Hey, it's The Rock, blah, blah, blah. Hey, is there a so-and-so here, an Oscar guy?
Yeah.
He's like, I just want to, acknowledge him, Navy veteran, served our country. Thank you for serving our country. He owns a gym in the town. He's a supporter of women. His people in his family have went through domestic assault, blah, blah, blah. He's a part of all this stuff. We need more people like Oscar. That type of thing. Oscar, come down here for a second. I need to show you something.
Jesus.
Takes him out to his truck. What's his truck? 2018 black Ford Raptor that looks exactly like mine except black. Exactly. Takes him out to it. Says, hey, man, check out that thing in the front seat. Opens the front seat and says, hey, Oscar, thank you for everything. Keep being great. Thank you for your service. Enjoy your new truck.
Good God.
And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, this is your truck? He goes, this is your truck. He goes, yeah, man, I just gave you my personal truck. Fucking enjoy it. Like something The Rock can say. And gave the guy his truck. So now the guy's driving around LA in The Rock's truck.
At that point, you move out of LA because that's the first thing that's going to get stolen off your property.
So to say I've never moved The Rock, maybe, but I am driving a very similar truck to The Rock.
What year is yours though?
2018.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
But the 2022s are coming out. And I think he just got rid of it to know that he's about to go.
Yeah. No, kind of going back to the last point I had, though. Like that, again, that is like Steve Irwin, Mr. Rogers level. If anybody is close to being either of those two people, the Mount Rushmore of wholesomeness is Bob Ross, Mr. Rogers, Steve Irwin, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think The Rock is in there now for athleticism and being like, not that he's like telling people or telling kids even, oh yeah, you should work out, be good for your body. But like, you've got Mr. Rogers, be good to other people. Bob Ross, be good to yourself. Steve Irwin, be good to animals.
Yeah.
And The Rock is be good to your body.
Yeah. Just work
He's
hard,
just
man.
a wholesome person, work out, never stop. This is the Rock appreciation episode.
Don't get me on The Rock, bro. We'll do a 3-hour episode. Tia's gonna kill me anyways.
Oh yeah, we're way over. We started late and we're leaving way later.
But this is what happens when you don't get us for 2 weeks.
Yeah, you get a 2.5 hour podcast.
Yeah.
All right, you want to get out of here?
Yeah, man. So go to YouTube. Keep doing what you're doing. Subscribe, like it, comment. Same thing on Spotify.
Have you checked our numbers lately?
I have not. I have not done anything.
You haven't looked at anything.
To be honest with you,
I haven't either. That's fine.
My voice is going away right now for talking for 2.5 hours.
God, yeah, dude.
Also go to Spotify and watch this as long as I watched the Joe Rogan podcast this past year because it informed me that I did like I think it was 127 hours of that. It was my most watched thing on Spotify.
I do love one last point. My most listened to album of the year and band was Pink Floyd.
Ooh, nice.
Dark Side of the Moon.
You know what mine was? Number 1 was Moneybag Yo, Time Today. Number 2 was John Cena's theme song because of Marcus. Number 3 was Moneybag Yo, Shot Us. Number 4 was Cardi B, Up. And number 5 was John Cena's other theme song, Basic Thugonomics.
I have definitely seen way too many of my friends' Spotify Wrapped or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And they're all good. Like it all just kind of makes sense. And then some of them are like, okay, you branched out this year. Good for you.
Mine are hilarious because like if you didn't know it was mine, you'd just think I'm just a weirdo. but it's really
way
like,
too into John Cena.
it's really like, dude, it's just 3 rap songs and Marcus, you know?
So my top artists were Pink Floyd, Machine Gun Kelly, because that his one album they did punk rock.
Mhm.
I no-lifed it. Joji, Goo Goo Dolls, and Tame Impala, which is kind of weird because I didn't expect.
What was your
any of
most listened to thing? How many hours? Or how many minutes?
those. I spent 833 minutes with Pink Floyd.
833 minutes of Pink Floyd. So let me see.
I was in the top 2% of listeners for Pink Floyd.
Yeah, I was top 2% of listeners for Rogan. 7,624 minutes. 84
Jesus
episodes.
Christ.
128 hours of Joe Rogan.
My top song. You want to hear this? It's so weird, but I think I know why, and I'll tell you later because it's kind of a story. My top 5 songs. 3 of them are from that Machine Gun Kelly album.
Yeah.
Again, I just love that album. It was a good album. I don't even really like Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah.
Dancing in the Moonlight from King's Harvest. It's a meme song, but it's just one of those songs that like I can just kind of bop to, I can dance to. It's a good feel-good song. Number 1 song is Daryl Hall and John Oates, Rich Girl.
Oh, man.
And when I tell you, it all just kind of made sense when I saw that. It all kind of made sense.
Well, I can tell you what makes sense. I'm not doing any more videos tonight, and I'm going home.
Yeah, we're getting out of here.
So yeah, appreciate you guys. Sorry this episode was so long. Probably not gonna listen to all of it, but if you do, thank you. Other than that, we'll catch you next week. We're probably gonna be doing these episodes later, so they might get a little bit longer, maybe a little bit more in depth. Might not have as many guests because I don't know how many people want to come this late at night. But if they do want to come, we can talk. That's for sure. So, all right. See you guys. Get all your Christmas shopping done. Get your elves out for your kids. Our elf buddy made his appearance today and put the tree up. Yeah, so Mark is super jacked about that. So, yeah, we got, less than 4 weeks till Christmas.
Oh, God. We have less than 4 weeks till 2022.
Yeah.
We made it 1 year, guys.
I know.
Year 2 begins.
All right. Well, a bunch of great things to come also to talk about when we get the January-ist time.
Oh.
Yeah. So, all righty. We'll see you guys later. Peace. Bye.